Hey, Pardon My Take listeners, you can find every episode on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. On today's Pardon My Take, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. What a fourth quarter by the Celtics. We're going to recap that. It is old school. Me, PFT, Hank, and Bubba, just the four of us in the room. The other guys are up doing the PLL stuff in Albany. We have Richard Jefferson on the show. We have Meatball Molly, Molly the Meatball, which was an awesome interview. Great show coming for you. And we finish up with Fyre Fest, and we're brought to you by our friends at Visible. What would you do with extra money you'd save by switching to Visible? You could pay $60 with some carriers or as little as $25 a month with Visible. With the extra money, you could take someone on a date or maybe just live your single life and buy yourself dinner. Speaking of singles, who was the single most visible player of the night, PFT?
Big Al Horford.
Yep.
What a guy.
Incredible performance by him.
All-time Al performance.
All-time Big Al performance. 6 for 8 from 3. Crazy game from him and the entire Celtics in the fourth quarter. We want to hear who your single most visible player or play was in the last game. And we're giving away some PMT signed basketball jerseys to AWLs who tag PMT and Visible on Instagram and Twitter with their submission. Make sure to tag us both for your chance to win. Please do that because Visible is our presenting sponsor and we love Visible. Switch to Visible at visible.com/pod and get unlimited single line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Comparison to a single line with unlimited data at other major carriers. For plan and network details, see visible.com/pod. Okay, let's go.
And a lot of work to be done. No place to hang out or washing. And then I can't blame all on the sun. Oh no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue. And then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
My Take, presented by Barstool Sports.
Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Visible. Go to visible.com/pod and get unlimited single line wireless for as low as $25 a month. Also, if you tag us and Visible on Instagram and Twitter and say who your most visible player of the night was, you can win a signed basketball jersey from us to the AWL, so go check that out. Thank you to Visible for being our presenting sponsor. Today is Friday, June 3rd.
Gemini.
June 3rd, and holy fuck, the Boston Celtics just laid a whoop ass on the Warriors in that fourth quarter. Hank, go ahead. You're the star of the show. You were dead. Then PFT brought you back to life with washed Oreos. And how are you feeling?
I'm absolutely elated. I'm floating on cloud nine. I really don't even believe what happened. I was so down. I was starting to not even watch the game, covering my ears with my hands because I just couldn't watch anymore. And then PFT, my savior, my guardian angel, came over and he said, "Here, have an Oreo." And he handed it out to me, and they said, "Wait." Took out his water. He said, "Let me, moisten it up for you."
He washed it for you.
He washed it,
now Hank
handed it
said-
to me, and it just hit the spot. And then the Celtics flipped the switch and just dominated.
I put some stank on that Oreo for you too. Extra water. No, Hank was dead.
You chewed it? Oh,
Hank
no.
was passed out on the couch. He looked like he was getting the spins. He looked like he was bringing back planking. And I came back and I thought, our dear boy, what has happened? What have they done to my boy? And it was good to see Russ from the I actually looked up the score since the washed Oreo. The Celtics went on a 54-28 run.
Yeah, it was nuts. 40-16 in the fourth quarter. It was. The Warriors,
after like a crazy third quarter where the Warriors were like 39-14.
Yeah, the Warriors felt like they had everything going. Steph Curry was incredible. First quarter hit 6 threes, which is, I think, it tied a record for a quarter, and it looked like it was going to be the Warriors' night. And then the Celtics came out in the fourth, could not miss. They started 7 for 7 from 3. Al Horford, Derek White, who else? Peyton Pritchard. They were just hitting everything, and their defense was incredible. Like, they completely locked down the Warriors. The Warriors couldn't do anything. I have a little I have a question for you, Hank. A little subtle thing that Ime Udoka did going into the fourth quarter. Did you realize that Marcus Smart didn't check back into the fourth quarter till there was 3:47 left? He basically was like, we're going to come back, but we have to do it as a team, not with one guy. And it worked. Like, they played team ball. And also, I don't understand what the Warriors were doing, where, like, Peyton Pritchard was on Steph Curry because Marcus Smart was on the bench, and they didn't attack Peyton Pritchard the entire fourth quarter. It was crazy. Like, they just didn't. I don't know why they didn't attack him, but he basically let them have Marcus Smart on the bench because he's obviously the best, perimeter defender.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus Smart on the bench just chomping at the bit. I feel like that's not a bad coaching strategy for a guy like Marcus Smart. Like, have him on leash, and you're like, hey, all right, sick him, and then let him loose like a dog and let him out there and let him go out there and fuck shit up.
And that probably wasn't like the play. He probably wasn't like, oh, we got to keep Marcus Smart on the bench. He probably was saying, we started the fourth quarter. Look how good we're playing. Let's not mess this up.
It's nobody moves situation.
Right.
Like,
and
whatever's going on right now, we're going to keep this as is. But
it works.
But it's also it's cool to see Marcus when he jumps off the bench because he does provide that spark. And when you leave him in too long, I feel like it becomes too much, Marcus.
Yeah, it was a crazy game. I'm equally as stunned because.
And Jason Tatum played horribly.
Yeah, he did. He did. And I know that, and Steph Curry played great, and I know that will be the storyline. Now, obviously, the Celtics we're going to talk to Richard Jefferson. He's going to explain. He actually kind of predicted this, which is a great interview, that you need those guys like Derek White and Al Horford to step up. And they did, and it was crazy.
He also predicted, we'll save it for later, but the way that
it's
this
a great
game
interview.
Went, Richard Jefferson, the record will show he was correct when we interviewed him earlier today. Hank, you got to be feeling good. Billy, so we were saying earlier that Billy is probably feeling pretty good because Jason Tatum didn't play that well tonight. I actually think it's bad for Billy because they won this game, and that's just game one. If they do end up winning, they're probably going to win some of those games because Jason Tatum plays well, and they're probably going to give the MVP to Jason Tatum if that happens. Hank, it was a game of quarters, as it always is for these Celtics.
Yes.
Was it 2-2?
Odd quarters.
Yeah, 2-2.
It was 2-2.
So it's 2-2 going into the second
Odd
game.
quarters bad, even quarters good.
Okay, yeah, I love it. But you got to be feeling.
That's last series.
That was last
We've moved
series.
on from the quarters.
You got to feel confident though. Like, this was a game that if you won this one,
some were saying it was a must-win for the Warriors.
Yeah,
I actually believe that. I said that. I said that when the Celtics were down like 15 and you were buried in the couch, had given up.
I hadn't given up. I just was
a little bit.
You can't watch. Sometimes you can't watch.
You were neck deep in that.
You're watching
buried.
someone die.
You're
Like, you don't
buried
want
in
to
the
watch
couch.
that.
But the NBA is like, it's all swings.
I know. Once they swung, I swung back.
I
up.
did think that this was a must-win for the Warriors. I really did, because like the rest,
So now they're done.
Yeah, they might be done.
Yeah, no. If you said it was a must-win and they didn't win,
they're
then
done. I think they might be done.
Next game is a can't lose.
I really do think that the way they lost this, and the fact that the Celtics
They had so much rest,
the way the Celtics, like, I know that their shot making, like, that's the thing, is like you could play the game. Jason Tatum had a bad game. I don't think the Celtics will also go 7 for 7 to start the fourth quarter from 3 every game. But what the Celtics can rely on, and what they do better than anyone else, is they lock down on defense. And that was like, it's like complementary football. Like, when they start locking down on defense, then they start getting easier shots on offense, and it just avalanched on the Warriors.
And I could be wrong, but I do feel like they've been playing up the narrative. The Warriors have so much experience, and the Celtics have none. That kind of goes out the door after the first game. Like, if the Celtics had like pregame jitters and it's their first finals and they're nervous, like, I don't think that carries over after the first game. Like, all those feelings are probably out, and they realize now it's like, all right, it's a regular series. Like, next game's a regular game.
I do think Jason Tatum. No, I think Jason Tatum. I think he was nervous going to this game.
No, he was this game.
Tell,
right,
yeah,
but
you could
those
tell
nerves
from, like, his
are out
first
now.
shot.
Yeah,
like,
they're totally out, because he knows he doesn't have to do it all himself.
Yeah, he was super uncomfortable in the first quarter. And Steph Curry, you saw, like, he was obviously experienced. I think every time Steph Curry breaks a record now, he's breaking an old Steph Curry record.
Yes.
That's like the level that he's achieved as a shooter right now. He broke his own record for most threes made in a quarter of an NBA Finals game in the first quarter.
And then
Ryan
didn't score in the
Russillo had the
second.
under.
Yeah, and didn't score in the second.
Then he got tired. Maybe that's the playbook. Let Steph go off at the first quarter. Let him tire his shooting arm out. And then at the end of the quarter, I think he threw up that like 70-footer. Yeah. Second quarter, he was fatigued, and the scoring goes downhill.
I also think there's a chance Ime's greatest coaching move was having them not play defense on Steph Curry in the first quarter.
Yeah, they didn't.
So that way, once he was taking shots that were contested, it was rattling
him. Give him a different look.
Yes.
Yeah, that's smart. That's actually genius, because there were a few moments where it's like, you should guard Steph Curry. And
Yeah.
no one was there.
That's what Brad Stevens had cooked up today.
Yeah.
He was like, we're going to throw a real wrinkle at him. We're going to rope-a-dope him.
You got to be feeling sky high, though.
I like can't believe it. So the way it all flipped, the way it went, because it wasn't even a gradual flip. It was dead to domination.
It was a shot,
in a 5 minute basically period.
The Warriors looked dejected
because the Celtics have had those quarters, throughout the entire playoffs where it's like they just fucking drop the ball 39-14, lose all the momentum, lose the game, and it's like they played well the other 3 quarters, but they had that one letdown quarter, and then boom, they actually just out-quartered the Warriors in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they out-quartered them. They drawn and quartered them.
Like you thought 39-14 was good.
Yeah,
I thought it was 39-14.
Also, credit to Big Al Horford.
I mean,
what
incredible
a game. So he has the most playoff games ever played without playing in an NBA Finals until this year. And this was
38-24.
This was Big Al's moment. You could tell, like, Al Horford had been preparing for this moment his entire life, and he went out there and he delivered. And it's also fun to see him occasionally get the ball in the open court because sometimes he forgets that he's not a point guard anymore.
Yeah.
But there were like 3 or 4 like fast breaks where he tried to run the point, and it's very funny. It's like watching a deer trying to ice skate.
He finished 6 for 8 from 3. And with 26 points, 9 for 12 from the field. That's the thing is like I don't know what the Warriors' fix is on defense. You just hope that the Celtics shot 51% from 3. Mm-hmm. It was insane.
Has there been a solid offensive player that has gone downhill as much as Draymond Green?
No, we were talking about it. Like he used to in 2015-16, he shot 39% from 3, and he was taking 3 a game. So it wasn't like he was just taking like 1 a game. Yeah. And I don't know I think he had a couple injuries, a shoulder injury, but it's just nothing. Not like his offensive game. He's a non-factor offensively.
I can't wait to hear his podcast. I want to hear what he says about this because he had a couple shots that were just like it didn't look like he knew how to shoot a 3. And you're right, like back in 2015, 2016, he was a good third option for the Warriors.
Dude.
He's actually what made those early Warriors teams so great because you could have like Steph Curry have an off night. Klay Thompson would step up for him, and then Draymond would be there to hit like 3 or 4 threes a game. And there was no way to defend that because if you have 2 great players, occasionally you'll run into them when they're playing against other good teams that know how to defend. You'll run into games where they both are kind of either average or one has a really bad game. But having him as the third option was such a luxury for him, and now it just looks like he's allergic to the ball.
Yeah, hold on, I'm looking it up because I remember in Game 7, which we're going to talk to Richard Jefferson about, another plug. Yeah, he was in Game 7 against the Warriors, or against the Cavs in 2016 when the Cavs won. He scored 32 points and was 6 for 8 from 3.
Yeah.
Like he was a legitimate option.
I like we're changing the game right now. We're plugging our own podcast during our podcast.
It's a great interview coming up.
This next segment is brought to you by Pardon My Take.
Yeah.
The number 1 sports podcast that you're currently listening to.
Molly the Meatball, great interview coming up in person.
And she's brought to you by Pardon My Take.
Yeah, also by Pardon My Take. She's brought to you by Richard Jefferson, who's brought to you by Pardon My Take.
She sends maybe the best text messages of all time. She just signs them off in the funniest ways.
Yeah.
Like she says be great. Be great. She said it a few times. One time it was like a Friday, and we were like, "Oh, we'll talk. We'll figure it out Monday." And she's like, "Be great, Hank. Go get that pussy." But she spelled with the money signs for the S's.
Oh, that's nice. Wow. Wait, did she say? Oh, she did say.
She said, "Be great, Hank. Go get that
pussy
money signs."
Hell yeah. That's some good pussy.
Yeah, that's high class.
That's the best kind.
That's the top of the line. That's the fucking Aston Martin Ferrari shit.
Absolute delight. Love Molly.
Yeah,
shout out to Molly.
Yeah, going to be a great interview. All right, so Hank, I actually do think the Warriors they can't lose Game 2.
No,
if they lose Game 2, it is now we're talking 4 or 5 game series.
So I think right now it's too early to do the thing that we all want to do, which we kind of we dipped our toe in earlier and said the Warriors are dead. Fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. After Game 1, the Warriors are dead.
They are.
A whomping is on the table.
Yeah. No, I mean I expect
table.
Obviously the Warriors' best effort on Sunday night because it does feel like they have to win that game.
They're going to win the next game by 30 points.
Yeah,
each.
I mean they probably will, but it doesn't matter because Celtics mission accomplished going out west and splitting.
Yeah, you stole home court from them.
Guess the line.
What do they even say in the locker room after this? Are they just like,
what
the
spread?
Fuck just happened?
What's the spread?
I know what it is.
Do you think they stand in the locker room and they're like, wait, were you supposed to get Al Horford? Like, who was supposed to get Al Horford?
I think the spread got bigger. I think the spread is 4.
Well, yeah, it closed, I think, around 4. It is 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ding, ding, ding.
Damn, he's good.
And the Celtics are now minus 182 to win the title. Wow. Crazy. Whole thing was crazy. Any other?
I still think the Nets should have whomped them. All-time bad take.
It's gonna be
all-time.
The Celtics win the title. It's like you had them getting whomped in the first round.
I've got a laundry list of bad takes that's about as long as the River Nile, and this one is probably 1A.
Yeah. You also should have felt good going into this series. Yeah, they got whomped. You should have felt good going into this series, Hank, because I have that Warriors future from the beginning of the playoffs, and I never win futures. Like, it's actually impossible for me to ever win one. So you should feel pretty confident just on that alone.
Give me a percentage.
65.
You're 65% confident.
Really? I thought you'd be higher.
Yeah,
than
higher.
That.
I would be
like
higher if I were you.
75 or 80.
That's C-suite Hank
it really
talking.
is like Sunday night is like a free roll.
It's a free ball, but then it's like it could flip. Like if the Warriors go
then
up
the Warriors
2-1,
can win
like,
one game, yeah.
2-0 is a different story.
2-0 is over.
2-0 is like
2-0 is dead.
To put it in your speak as an executive, Hank, they had a good Q2 and Q4 today.
Mm-hmm.
Next game, they need to have a good Q1.
It will circle back.
Yeah, we'll circle back
on Q1.
Put a pin in Q1.
We're going to try to hit all of our goals, and
I actually
they're
still
all gonna.
don't know
Here's
when
what they're going to do. They're going to
start and end.
They're going to regroup
it's every 3 months.
I have to ask Andy all the time. They say
it's 4.
Oh,
12 divided by 4.
We're in Q2.
Yeah.
Q2 ends in
September.
No, we're in Q.
We're in Q2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we're in Q2. No,
Yeah,
we're in
Q2. March is Q1.
6.
April,
7 is
May,
Q3.
June. We're at the tail end of Q2.
The spending for Q2 is done.
No, the spending's done. But
we
like
already have to be
Q3,
ready for our Q4.
like we're forecasting.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm thinking, dude, if we're smart, we got to be Q1 forecasting for 2023.
the spending's done,
That's-
but we need to hit all of our metrics if we want to come in according to all of projections that we've been going outbound to advertise.
That's for Q1 2023.
We got like a week
Like
left
if
to
we
close on
don't
Q2,
perform
and
at
then
the
it's
end
on
of
to
Q2,
Q3.
Q1 2023 is not going to be great.
Well, you get all your money for Q1 and Q3.
You get a rebate on Q1. Oh,
you get all your money in Q2.
That's when the selling. That's when all the selling
You
happens.
get all your money in Q1 from Q3.
Yeah.
That's correct.
I'm going to talk to the boys in accounting and make sure we've got that straight. But
No, I
it
think
sounds right to me.
Everyone who's listening right now, anyone who's also in a C-suite, they just nodded along. They're like, these guys know business.
Yeah, no, we're so good at business in all of our
And we probably
brains.
just taught a
I'm
lot of
pretty-
young listeners.
I'm pretty sure that
I
we
didn't
all
know.
assume that the accounting
still
department of
kinda
every corporation in America is just a bunch of dudes in like white button-up, short-sleeve dress shirts in the back that don't see the light of day with calculators and pencils.
Yep.
That's what we've got.
I'm still thinking about like what the Warriors are doing in their locker room right now.
I'm still reeling from Q2 of summer 2016. That was a Q.
Our sweet prince.
That was a Q.
Yeah, that was a Q.
When
That
the
was a
world
huge
changed.
Q.
Black hole.
All right, last thing. Avalanche up 2-0.
Yep.
They dominated. Game 1 was awesome.
They had
a million goals.
Canada. That's another
Canada,
future.
yeah, another
for you.
future. Yeah, no, I do. I will. Like if anyone wants me to like mush a team, just tell me, and I will put a future on them. And like we'll get to a point where it looks like it's great value.
Cowboys.
And then at Cowboys, and what about Kentucky? 25-1. Like we'll get to a point where it's like, ooh, that was a nice bet, and then it will fall apart. All like in just a mess. But my futures are basically someone make the gift for me. My futures are just Kevin's chili just falling over, like all the Kentucky and the Cowboys and the Warriors, and Wisconsin, everything just falls out.
Well, you're more of a moment guy. You live moment to moment, not in the future.
Listen, I'm a knee jerk guy.
Future you sucks.
I'm a passionate guy. I wear my heart on my sleeve. What I say one moment doesn't matter the next moment.
You got to stop listening to future you. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
No,
what-
futures is the dumbest thing to bet on. I don't know why I ever do it. You know what I do? I do it because I'm like, well, this is money I can't lose right now. Mm-hmm. So I just lose it later date.
It's later money, but
it's like putting it under my couch.
It's an investment, is what it is. It's like, well, in the future, I should have some futures coming in for me.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll be
In
able to pay that
Q4,
right
in
off.
Q4, I should have a few dividends. Returning some big ROI on those.
We're definitely the #1 Q podcast. Make sure to put that in the description.
Oh yeah.
Hashtag
the boys
Q.
break down Q.
Hashtag Q.
Deep dive in the queue.
Yeah.
Let's kick it back to ourselves, back in studio, and then Richard Jefferson and Molly the Meatball. Everyone have a good weekend, and yeah,
Be great.
be great.
Be great. Get that pussy.
Get that pussy. We're brought to you by our friends at Current. Banking is one of the few industries that hasn't been modernized by technology. Current is a financial technology platform serving the needs of people who are working to create a better future for themselves. This is groundbreaking stuff. They want to get your money, your money faster, help you move it faster, and give you the tools to spend and save it better than ever. Current has getting your paycheck up to 2 days faster, new interest feature which helps you to earn way more on your savings, tools for money management. There are no overdraft fees up to $200, no minimum balance fees, and absolutely no membership fees. And they're not done. They've got a bunch of exciting things coming up this year. This is to help you get your finances in better order. Use Current. We're partnering with Current to help give back to PMT listeners. We're going to be giving away $500 to 10 random listeners who sign up at current.com/PMT. So go to current.com/PMT or enter code PMT in the app for a chance to win. Giveaway will end on Wednesday, June 22nd. So make sure you sign up right now. Current.com/PMT. They'll be giving away $500 to 10 random AWLs. Current.com/PMT. Make sure that you are banking the best way possible. Make sure you are part of the revolution. Financial technology platform Current has it for you. Current.com/PMT. Okay, the match.
Well, actually, I have some breaking news.
Oh, breaking
right
news.
now that just came across the wire.
Okay, breaking news.
LeBron James
Uh-oh.
is
Retired.
now officially a billionaire.
Oh, yes.
This happens every 2 weeks.
Forbes magazine just wrote an article announcing it to the world. He's officially a billionaire. It's crazy that they were able to write this article up in like about 2 minutes after they announced that he was a billionaire.
They were watching his checking account.
They refreshed it. It was like Ashton Kutcher watching his Twitter account.
Wait, but that's
LeBron
weird.
and Dr. Dre become billionaires every other day.
Hold on, aren't stocks in the tank right now? So LeBron just getting rich while the common man gets poor?
Yeah, so this is actually this is going to make Sean Hannity like become a rose emoji guy and like break out the guillotine.
Yeah.
This means we have to eat. We have to eat LeBron James now.
He is now on the menu officially. He's been added to the menu. Congrats to LeBron.
Imagine being one of his teammates, like that's making like the NBA league minimum, and it's like this
which
guy's
is like
a
an
billionaire.
insane amount.
Yeah. But even
Yeah.
still, like Austin Reeves, I don't know. He's probably making a couple million a year. Mm-hmm. LeBron's got a bill. I wonder how much is liquid. That's always like, that's what it should never be like this person is a billionaire.
How much
Just
is liquid? He's
tell
probably
me,
got a shitload in wine. Yeah.
Tell me how much
And
is
tequila.
actually in his checking account at a given time.
Yeah,
Or
I
under
think-
his mattress.
I think LeBron James could write a check for $219 million right now.
maybe even more. Who knows?
He said now back in 2014, it's my biggest milestone.
Oh.
I want to maximize my business.
so it doesn't matter. The rings don't matter.
I
think MJ's been a billionaire for like a decade and a half.
If I happen to be a $1 billion athlete, ho, hip hop hooray. Oh my God, I'm going to be excited.
Damn.
So hip hop hooray for LeBron James.
Next Taco Tuesday is going to be sick.
It is, listen, we make a lot of fun of LeBron James and we're going to continue to do that. It must be pretty cool though to like grow up super poor and then and then look at it and you're like, I'm a billionaire.
I think that might
Now,
be the understatement of the year. Must be cool.
It's very cool.
Go from nothing to a billionaire.
But LeBron is he's going to put up like 17 Instagram stories where he's just like looking at his phone, just shaking his head while his kids are in the background crying because they're hungry. And he's just going to be looking at his phone and be like, man, I can't believe this day is here. I never thought this day would come. That it would be, Daddy, you need to take me to school, please.
Yeah, but I'm blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. All right, so congrats to LeBron. Let's talk about the match, though. We had the match, whatever it was, 7, 8, I don't know. The only takeaway I had is that Aaron Rodgers should be back in jail. So I've counted it. He tried vehicular manslaughter with his golf cart. He tried to hit a ball off a tree and into someone's face, and then he grounded his club in a
Can't do that.
Can't do that. And then, I don't know if you were watching PFT, but in very selfish Aaron Rodgers fashion, he and Tom Brady could have basically won the match on the hole prior, or at least gone up one, and he gave Brady a terrible read, and Brady missed it. But they disagreed on the read, and Brady was like, I'll go your way. Missed it, and then Brady took it again, just like practicing on his read, hit it, and then just so that Aaron Rodgers could be the hero on hole 12 or whatever it was.
Yeah, honestly, I think
It was disgusting.
it's better that Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen lost the match
Dude.
against two active QBs. Like, do you want your quarterback getting really good at golf when he should be? They're focusing their attention on football right now.
Yeah,
And maybe if Aaron Rodgers spent a little less time on the golf course, a little bit more time in his playbook, the Packers wouldn't flame out in the playoffs.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers was the best player of the four. Patrick Mahomes is very good as well, but I mean, he also is the one who has the most free time in the second half of January every year.
He also is the one. Patrick Mahomes is the one that was the first to crack open an ice cold Coors Light.
Yes, he was.
Which I
Swing
appreciate. That
juice.
I think he's the real winner.
It was also very funny to watch them play. One, Brady was getting legit rattled. He was very upset at himself.
He turned his hat backwards.
He was so mad at himself. And two, Josh Allen was struggling. And, he obviously was like, this kind of sucks. I'm not playing really well. And there were multiple times where he'd hit a shot and he'd be discouraged. I'd be like, I would kill for that shot. Like, he would hit it. He'd hit it, past the hole, 20 yards past the hole, but it still is a fine shot that you can chip in. I'd be like, that shot was insane. And he's like, this sucks. I'm terrible.
Yeah, listen, if you're like remotely playable at golf, that's like there's a difference between people that just completely suck and go out there and, I'd probably hit like a 140. I'm golfing tomorrow. I'm probably going to hit like 140. And then there are guys that can go out and
got 120.
That can go out and enjoy themselves playing golf. Josh Allen's good enough to enjoy himself while he plays golf.
Right.
That's all I ever want to do. That's what most people should aspire to.
Hit like, I don't know, half the holes you hit it, you play inbounds. That's what I'm going for.
I would say, like, if you can not lose a ball on 9 of the 18 holes, that's a good day at the golf course.
That's a great day. But
yeah, isn't it like a little alarming if your quarterback was like basically a semi-pro golfer?
Well,
I would not like that.
Well, here's
that's what every athlete does in the offseason.
I think it's they do it because
every athlete sneaky golfs more than anyone even realizes.
Because it's the only place they can have privacy,
right,
out in public.
And they can join
really
expensive country clubs and shit. Like, it doesn't.
They can go.
That price doesn't matter.
They can go compete, and there can't be just random like. It'd be weird if athletes were like, I picked up, like playing pickup hoops, or I play in a softball league, which would be sick.
Bowling.
Patrick Mahomes would be awesome. Mookie Betts, right? Doesn't he bowl? He's a really good bowler.
Yeah.
But I do feel a little vindicated because I did have multiple tweets from unbiased people saying that Aaron Rodgers is absolutely miserable to be around because he was the least talkative of the group. He was surly. He was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like Brady, as bad as he was playing at times, still was interesting and still was trying to put on a show. Aaron Rodgers just went for a paycheck. Fucking jerk.
It's sad.
Very sad.
It's sad that that's the only reason you can get Aaron Rodgers to do anything. I think Jackson Mahomes should have been out there.
That would have been fun.
Just like they should have paired Jackson Mahomes in a golf cart with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, what they should have done is they should have had they were doing, if you get one mulligan, and to get the mulligan you have to hit a big cardboard cutout of Charles Barkley with a football. If that had just been Jackson Mahomes dancing, that would have been funny.
Yeah. No, Jackson Mahomes should have. Can you imagine if Aaron Rodgers was brothers with Jackson Mahomes, how quickly he would have killed him?
Yeah. That's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy to think about.
Hank, are you a little worried about Brady listening to a loser like Aaron Rodgers? Because it was a lapse in his judgment. It was actually like one of the most interesting moments.
No, I think that's just like he's an ultimate teammate. And it's one of those things where it's like you look like a bad teammate if you don't listen to him and then you miss. So it's like you got to trust your teammate, right?
Yeah.
He did. He was
then
wrong.
What happened? Yeah. He was
but
wrong.
I also thought it was just hilarious that they decided to have fans at that, and people almost died.
People almost died.
Every single drive was just going way right, and Mahomes, the first one, I think they got good at calling for. Mahomes just didn't, or it was Josh Allen just didn't call for his first one, and it almost killed the guy.
He actually had a moment where I'm pretty sure it was a Bills fan. That's why they're the best fans ever. He hit one to the green, past the green. And I'm pretty sure a Bills fan just kicked the ball back onto the green.
He did. And then Josh was like, that was Bills Mafia down there. I appreciate that.
That was great. But yeah, I'll still keep tuning in. Those guys are, such crazy superstar athletes to watch them compete and watch them be frustrated just like the rest of us and like pound Coors Lights just like the rest of us. It was cool. I had fun.
I like the sandbaggers just because they talk more. They talk more shit like during it. Like those are the true.
Oh yeah.
It's you wish they were really like
they could go
like
all the way.
Talking shit to themselves, because that's what golf ultimately is like you hit a bad shot and then you're just motherfucking yourself. On these, they have to be a little bit more like jokey, haha. It's fine. We'll get the next shot.
Yeah.
But like that's why. The sandbaggers that Biz and Witt do are so funny because they just like. Every single shot, they're just like motherfucking themselves
and try to get each other's heads.
Yes, yeah.
It's very funny too. Like just when you're watching PGA golf, how close they get when a guy's like, maybe he hits the ball like off the fairway 10, 20 yards, and they line up like right next to his path that he's shooting to the green because these guys are professionals. They were doing that exact same thing in the match where it's like tough shots out of the rough, and guys are just like begging to get hit in the face with the ball.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And it's like they have the club speed to be pro golfers, but you can just, like, that's the difference. It's the shot making, shot making abilities. Like, they're not even close.
Mahomes
have the physical attributes.
Yes, yes. Mahomes was really fun. He was very impressive. I thought. Like I knew Rodgers had golfed a lot because he's not playing in the back half of January. Mahomes though, for being that young, like he's a pretty fucking good golfer.
They said that Tom Brady's club head speed, I think it was on his first drive, was faster than the tour average.
Whoa.
Fucking crazy.
Damn.
I think that was Rodgers, but that's all right. We'll go with Brady.
No, it was Brady. It was definitely Brady. Okay, other stories. The Rangers shit pumped the Lightning game 1. Memes is not here right now. Billy, Memes, and Jake are up doing PLL training camp, which should be very funny. I think Billy and Memes are both getting in the pads, playing with some professional lacrosse players. But I'll say it for Memes. He was trying to be like, oh, it's just game 1. 2 things can be true. I think the Rangers are for real, and 2, I think if you aren't betting like everything on Friday night for the Lightning, this is like a 100-year storm.
Yeah,
the streak will continue, right?
So
they're gonna win. They don't lose back-to-back games.
I got absolutely fucked up on the scheduling of this.
Why?
Because the Rangers played at home last night.
Yeah, you got hanked.
Yeah, I got hanked big time on it.
They had more points.
I literally looked at it and I was like, this doesn't make sense. I was assuming that was going to be on the road. But, yeah, I think there's no chance at all that the Lightning roll over for another game. But the Rangers, everyone was like, the Rangers are a little experienced. They thought that they could come in here. I think it was Biz that was like, they thought they could come in here and swing their dick around with Sidney Crosby. He thought they were too young. He thought they were too inexperienced. But I think they've reached the point now where, like, they don't know how big the moment is supposed to be that they're in right now.
Also,
so they're playing loose and they're ready to go.
Just know that whatever our good friend Paul Bissonnette says is wrong. There's never been anyone who's been more wrong about a playoffs than him. I think he had the Panthers. I think he had the Flames.
Leafs.
He had the Leafs. He had the Rangers losing to the Canes. He's had every single wrong pick.
The Penguins.
Yeah, between him and Mr. Ice, if you just faded the 2 of those guys, you'd be LeBron James, billionaire. And then the last thing I had before we got to Richard Jefferson and Meatball Molly, great interviews. We had what seems like the last final anecdote from the Tommy Pham, Jock Peterson feud. Mike Trout was a commissioner, and Tommy Pham claims that he was a bad commissioner, and he didn't do everything that he needed to do. And then we had a big debate about commissioners in fantasy sports, which I contend – like everyone should hate their commissioner. That's the role of the commissioner. So I think that like Mike Trout, if he's the commissioner, he had to know this day was coming, that he was going to get shit on for not running a tighter ship.
I think maybe Tommy Pham's wife has alopecia. That would have been a great story if he had just been like that. That's why I beat the fuck out of you in the outfield. I think that we need to get this. We need to get this entire league into like a reality show. This fantasy league needs to be a reality show, and I think it's fair to point your finger at Mike Trout as well, because he's in charge of this.
Right, but
you can't have a high stakes fantasy league and then not even monitor how people are using the injured reserve.
Right. My point is that every commissioner in any fantasy league, they're like the president of the condo board. Like they are there to be hated because they either run too tight of a ship and everyone complains, or they run too loose of a ship, everyone complains. It's a no-win job. It's a no-win job.
The best thing
Basically, the only thing you get to decide is you get to decide for your schedule when the draft is held.
The best thing that can happen to a fantasy commissioner is if you have one guy in the league that's more of like a rules stickler than the commissioner is.
Yeah.
Then the commissioner can be very, very strict with the rules, but they're also not the total psycho that one guy in the league is.
Then they have to deal with that one guy.
They have to deal with the one guy,
Yes.
but you'd rather deal with that one guy and then have everybody else in the league being like, yeah, that guy fucking sucks, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for being on our side. That's what it sounds like Mike Trout doesn't have in this league.
It's a thankless job, though, and it's also a job that like everyone should know that if you are the commissioner of your fantasy league, everyone hates you. That's just a fact.
Also,
everyone hates you.
Why is Mike Trout being the commissioner of a fantasy
He said
league?
that they couldn't pick one, and they just made him do it.
Yeah, that's what. So it's on them. It's
Right.
on the rest
No,
of the league.
he owned that.
For nobody
Tommy Pham
stepping
said
up.
that.
Yeah,
he said
yeah.
he was like, it's kind of our fault because he didn't really want to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one, just a hilarious story all the way through. I'm still on Team Jock Peterson, but the fact that Tommy Pham has not like disputed any of it is just so funny to me. The fact that he's like, yeah, I slapped him. Yeah, I got my suspension. Yeah, like he fucked around with me.
Tommy Pham also seems like a guy that just can't take a joke.
Yes.
At all.
Correct.
He seems like a guy that just bad hang.
Yeah. Yes. Bad hang big time. Okay, Hank, you got any news?
No.
Okay, all right. So let's get to our interviews. We got Richard Jefferson and then Meatball Molly, and then we'll finish up with Fyre Fest of the week. Before we get to Richard Jefferson, Game Time. Game Time is a ticketing app we use to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. Hank, you went to Game 6 of the Celtics Heat series. How was that?
Well, the game wasn't good. The seats, thanks to Game Time, were unbelievable.
They ask Hank about Game 6 Celtics. So.
Yeah, I mean, the seats were great. Atmosphere was awesome. The game, not so good.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
But that's, it's still great to be able to go to playoff games. So they cracked the code on how to score deals on last-minute tickets. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time, last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Game Time app, check it out today. They have the best ticket prices out there, and they're our exclusive sponsor of Barstool Sports. So if you listen to this podcast, you want to support us, please use Game Time and use that code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Okay, here he is, Richard Jefferson. Okay, we now welcome on our good friend, NBA champion, Richard Jefferson. He's here. He is live from San Francisco, getting ready for the NBA Finals. Let's just put in a little caveat for all of our listeners. We're taping this before Game 1. They're going to listen to it after Game 1. If we screw up and say a bunch of things,
That's a setup.
It is. It is. It's a setup. But I wanted to just put a little timestamp on it. All right, let's just jump right into it. We're very excited. What are the vibes like right now? Let's get a vibe check of San Francisco, Media Day, the teams, everything.
You know what? I can't speak on it from the player side, but it's like I would not be surprised if COVID affected this NBA Finals.
No,
I would not be surprised. And that's a bump. Just because there's a lot of media members. I think Jeff Van Gundy now has COVID. There's been different people in the media stuff. I'm not going to give up people's personal stuff, but even our show on NBA Today. We were supposed to fly in today. We were all going to go do dinner at Malika's family's house here in Oakland. That got kiboshed because multiple people on our team. So that would be that would be an interesting thing to watch is that.
Okay. That's a real bummer to start with.
That is, that's tough. Now, I was actually just reading about you the other day because there was an article that came out recapping one thing that you said that I took umbrage with, and I wanted to confront you on it face-to-face like a man. You said that you would pay money to hit Skip Bayless the way Dylan Brooks injured Gary Payton. You think you could beat up Skip Bayless? Because the man lifts. So Richard, we like you. We've had you on the show a lot. I feel like we all get along well. We appreciate your takes. But when you're friends with somebody, you got to call them out on some bullshit. And
fair.
A month ago, you said something that I took major umbrage with. You said that you would pay money to hit Skip Bayless. I don't know if you've seen Skip's workout routine, but the man is fucking jacked up. I think Skip Bayless takes you out in round 1.
Okay, first of all, I didn't say just like punch him. I was just more saying like let's give a little context. It's just imagine like him going through the middle. Now look, Skip Bayless is in great shape. He is in outstanding shape for someone his age. Let's just.
I would put a period.
Joking. Skip. No period. No. Skip. Look, good for Skip, man. Good for Skip, but no, yeah, Skip. Sometimes he talks about things, and that's the only part. And I understand it's a shtick. I understand that it's just a thing, right? Like he just tweets, "LeBron James did this up next." It's like, dude, that's not even real. That's not even that's not even real anything. You're just putting stuff out there. And so every once in a while I have those moments where he's something and he's like, that type of shot, that is an easy shot. I'm like, wait, what? Come Come on, bro. Like, and the way he calls out players, and it's just for every once in a while, like add a little humor to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys call out everybody and you add humor, and I love you guys for it. Other people want to call out people and do it in like this aggressive, angry way, and you're like, bro, that's not it.
Yeah, I think with Skip, when he talks about a shot being easy, you can't look at it like Skip Bayless is saying he could make that shot. When he says a shot's easy, he means Michael Jordan would have made that shot in one of the highlights that he remembers of Michael Jordan.
Oh, no, that's not the way he means it. Like, Skip Bayless really means that it's so easy that he could do it. And it's just like, yeah, it's so easy. No, not even Michael Jordan. I could do it. No, I get it. But I understand if you're a big Skip fan, I understand. I get it. I'm more of a Shannon Sharp guy myself. But yeah, I get it.
I like Shannon too. I'm more of a fan of the ecosystem in the world that allows a guy like Skip Bayless to exist. That's what I'm a fan of.
Yeah, it's the ecosystem's really, really interesting. Troy Aikman's a real big fan of Skip Bayless.
Yes.
He's a real big fan.
Yeah, if you want to hit him, you got to get in line. That's kind of how it works.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, Troy, welcome to the ESPN family, man.
Yes, that's true. You have his back
now.
man.
Count. I got you, brother. Got you. So
all right, I got like a basketball nerdy, not kind of nerdy, but I love this matchup because styles make fights, and these styles are different. It feels very different. It also feels like the Celtics going from a knockdown, drag-out rock fight with the Heat, 7 games, and now having to face the Warriors. You face the Warriors in the finals. What, from like players' perspective, is the difference when you go from an iso ball team that really only has one option in the Heat versus a team that's just running constantly, cutting everywhere, moving? How shocking is that to switch series to series?
Well, the Celtics have the personnel to do it, but the problem is that if you don't see it, and the Miami Heat were a little bit of that, even though their half-court offense was trash. They have a bunch of guys that are moving. It's Tyler Hero, it's Duncan Robinson. Obviously, those guys didn't play the last few games, but it's Bam, it's Kyle, it's Jimmy Butler. There's a lot of different guys that can beat you. Nothing like what the Golden State Warriors have, like obviously. But when you kind of get used to the movement, but I'll say this. The Golden State Warriors on the other side have a matchup that they haven't really seen either, right? They've gone against a one superstar team in Denver with Jokic. They went against a one superstar team in the Memphis Grizzlies, and Ja missed a ton of that series, and Golden State didn't even play well like when he was out. And then they went against a one superstar team in Dallas in Luka. So now they're going to go against a team with multiple guys now that can go out there and beat you and have like crazy high impacts. And so I think I think both sides, like you said, for a fight, there are both like two different things that we all get to sit back and watch. Like, how do these teams handle this blow? How do they, the first round, the second round, who's going to go for the knockout? Like, it's a fun way to sit back and watch.
Yeah, it is. And you're absolutely right. The Celtics pose a ton of mismatch problems for the Warriors and vice versa. What, like, each team going into it, from a basketball standpoint, how does a coach or a team say, like, this is how we want to play, whether it be pace or, how the ball moves? Like, how do you dictate your style on the opponent as opposed to kind of letting the game come to everyone and maybe getting it away from you?
Well, at this level, with like when you start talking about the teams that can contend for a championship, right? We're not talking about every team, but teams, first of all, you got to have talent. You got to have talent that is undeniably unstoppable, right? Like, look at all the teams here, what Jimmy Butler was doing, what Jason Tatum was doing. Like, that shit is just like, hey, look, we're going to start with a guy that is damn near impossible to stop consistently, right? Luka, Steph, right? Warriors got a couple of them, right? So it's like, when you start with that, then you're like, okay, so it's based off my personnel. Who do we have? What do we have? Hey, Luka is our main guy. We're going to put shooters around him, and that's going to be our style, and we're going to play at his pace. Steph is a crazy run-around shooting guy, so we got to put shooters around him, and we got to put long-wing defenders so that we can play the style of basketball we play. So, that's the beautiful part about basketball is that you take what you have, and then you have to do the puzzle pieces around it. And I think all four of these teams, the last four teams, all were pretty good pieces of a puzzle, right? Because they weren't like the Phoenix Suns. It wasn't like Giannis, who was just like this unstoppable force, or LeBron James. It was like really good teams that were like put together well, and just depended on who was going to be healthiest.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with the lineup for Golden State? Like, what is Steve Kerr going to do? That, to me, I think is going to be the biggest thing that has the largest effect on the series. Like, are they going to go small a lot, or are they going to try to put some of the rebounders in?
I think they're going to go small because, when you look at Williams, he's big shot blocker for Boston. If you go small, then now it's like our smalls versus your smalls, right? He can block shots, and then if you're running Steph and these guys off the three, and then you got that big shot blocker in there, he's blocking shots, he's catching dunks, that becomes a lot for them. So what the idea in my opinion, if you're Steve Kerr, play small, play super small, and then make him have to come out on the perimeter and guard 3-point shooters. Now, ideally, Boston then would go to Grant Williams and have Grant Williams play kind of the small ball 5 like he did against Milwaukee. And I know I'm getting all basketball on you guys, but Grant Williams, to me, if the Warriors go small, will be a key for the Boston Celtics. If he plays well, like he did in the Milwaukee series where he hit 8 threes, 9 threes, whatever it was, then, Boston's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very fascinating match, but I really do think it's going to be a great series. I hope it's going to be a great series. Who's your X factor for? I know it's a cliche thing to say, but I do like to kind of think about it that way, because we know Steph's going to get his. We know Tatum's going to get his. Jaylen Brown and Klay Thompson are going to both have big impacts, probably games where they both score in the 30s. Who's the guy, though, on each side where you're like, if that guy can step up, if that guy can elevate his game, that becomes the difference maker in this series?
So elevate your game that's asking a lot. If you do that, great.
Right.
Can someone perform at a consistent clip? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for consistency in these moments because your teams are so great. As long as you play consistently, ideally you should win a game, right? It's when you're inconsistent that becomes the roller coaster ride. I would say the two people I mentioned, Grant Williams. I think Grant Williams, he's going to be key because the Warriors just force everyone to play small. But on the Golden State side, I would say Andrew Wiggins. If Andrew Wiggins can be consistent, if he can give them between 18 and 22, let's say 7-game series, 5 out of the 7-game series, I think the Warriors win. If he's 12 one night, 18 one night, 28 another night, then 13 the next night, that's hard, right? That's going to be a lot harder for the Golden State Warriors because Steph is going to be Steph. But if he's inconsistent, then that means that Steph can't have an off night. You got to allow your superstar to win a game. Your team has to win a game when your superstar doesn't play well. Ideally, the formula is this, and I've said this, is that your superstars have to win you 2 games in the finals. So you got to look at your superstars and say, you won game 1 and game 3 for us. You have to win a game where you don't play well. You don't shoot 3 well. You're 39%, but your defense was great. You turned them over. You offensive rebound, but you just shot poorly. You still won. And then you have to count a game where the other guys step up outside, where you might Jordan Poole, Kevon Looney. These are the guys that are the reason why you won the game. For Boston, it could be White and Al Horford, or Peyton Pritchard goes 5 for 7 and hits 3 threes in the fourth quarter. That, then you would point to those guys singularly. So that's kind of the formula.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good way to break it down. I agree.
What have you heard about Brad Stevens and any of the impact that he's having? We always like to think of him as the wizard behind the curtain, and Ime's done an awesome job this year. But is he? Yeah. Does he have any day-to-day involvement with the team whatsoever?
100%. It was a passing of a baton in a relay race, right? That's really what this was. It was hey, I want to go to this space in the front office. I want somebody that I believe can take these guys to the next level, right? And this is where again, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but for a guy like Brad Stevenson, it's hey, if Stevens is I want this guy to take these guys maybe where I couldn't. I'm going to pick my successor. I've got these guys primed to be ready. Their basketball IQ. This is X, Y, and Z. I need someone that can push them where I couldn't. And you find that guy and you believe in Ime Udoka, and he has proven like Brad Wright. And so I think that that's a compliment to Brad to say like, hey, somebody else needs to come in here and push these guys in this group where I could. Doesn't mean that Brad couldn't win a championship as an NBA head coach. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this group right here and where Brad was, he said, I'm not the guy. No different than Jay Wright stepping down at Villanova, right? It doesn't mean that the guy can't still do it. It just means that he just wanted to be in a different space. So he's still there in the day-to-day. Every single day.
I thought it was very classy how he walked away, picked his successor, didn't have to take a full year to make everybody like watch him and praise him and give him gifts everywhere that he went. He just kind of went off, on his own. He's like, okay, I'll stay behind the scenes now. I think certain college coaches could learn a lot from how he conducted himself.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, sometimes you do that because he's like, maybe I'm not done coaching. I just need a moment or, whatever it is. And so I respect that. But no, when I look at what the Boston Celtics have done, I really commend them as an organization and the way they've handled this transition, because you have young stars on that team. You got a loaded roster that every year is competing. So to just let that go and just be like, I'm going to go to the front office, you go here. But front office individuals are as active as anybody. And especially because obviously prior relationships, he's not a guy that took over and is building. He drafted these guys. He's worked with them every day. He coached them to their first All-Star games. So he's still there and involved.
Yeah. And Ime Udoka it's incredible the job he's done. I feel like it's, now he'll get a little bit more praise because they're in the finals, but I was reading a story today about how, the Celtics were bad. They were a bad team for the first few months of the season. And, you had the Marcus Smart called out Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to the press. Are you shocked knowing like how a locker room works that they were able to come back together after that? Because that usually, like if someone calls out and kind of airs dirty laundry, it can go south pretty quickly, I'd assume.
But now think about it. Think about like who was the person that called them out. And I'm not saying Marcus Smart is like he can't make a mistake or he at times can't try and do a little too much. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when the guy that is putting forth that type of effort and he is calling it how he sees it, and he has a reputation for that. And so for him to get up there and how he did it, like Jason Kidd called out his guys, hey, we need other guys to step up and show up. It can't just be Luka with 35 and 45. We need other guys to step up. Like, that's a fair statement for a coach to say. And people are like, man, our guy's going to feel like he's going at him. And he's like, no, he's just telling the truth. And so when I look at what Jaylen Brown or, the way that Marcus Smart called him out, he did it. He's like, look, teams know that these guys are scorers and that they don't want to pass the ball. We hear the other team saying that. Until these guys become playmakers and become basketball players, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And so I think until those guys embrace that role, and they did, and then their defense and Ime and so many other things started working out, and it just became amazing.
Yeah, and it was in the story, basically Ime went to Marcus Smart and was like, look, you said it, you got to own it, don't run from it. Like this is, it became a galvanizing moment where they opened up lines of communication that weren't there previously. And I also, in like reading his style and everything, it seems like he pushes the buttons where he holds everyone accountable and he's tough, and the defensive-minded like side of it, because you can tell me if I'm way wrong, but in the NBA it feels like everyone has their offensive skill set. Defense and being good at defense is a lot about effort. And like, do you want to try possession to possession and like put in the work to play as a cohesive unit on the defensive side? Is that fair?
Yeah, it's fucking hard as shit playing great defense at that level. Like with Steph, you can chase him around for 22 seconds and you could play perfect defense and he hits one of the most ridiculous shots. And guess what? You got to go do that shit again. And you got to do it again and again and again. And so to put forth the type of effort that it takes to win a championship, look at these guys. These guys had to go through KD. Think about it. There's no night you get a rest if KD and Kyrie have the ball. There is no night that you will get a rest if you get Giannis next round. And no Middleton. I think that Milwaukee was the best team this year. If they would have had Middleton, they'd be in the final right now. But like you had to go against a guy that was just dropping 40 balls on everybody. Then you get to the conference finals and you just have a slugfest, like Rocky Balboa versus freaking Apollo. No one's dodging. Everyone's just punching as hard as they can against Miami. And your reward is the Golden State Warriors, who's been waiting a little bit. Like, to play the type of defense it takes, you have to be a cohesive unit. You have to be able to be honest with each other. You have to be able to accept criticism. And when a coach says you were piss poor, you let your teammates down, this is not what we're supposed to do. You know better than this. You can't take it personally. You just have to own it, because your goals are so high that the only way to do it is to try and achieve perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could look at it as the Celtics. They've played all these very, very tough teams out of the East, and their reward, like you said, is now they have to play the Warriors in the finals. You could look at it like, oh shit, these guys have got to be exhausted, or you can look at it like they're battle tested. So which way do you think it leans? Like, could this be a net benefit? I guess it depends on the team and the makeup of the team, whether or not they're exhausted by this point, and or whether or not they're just like more motivated and tough because of who they played.
I think they'll be tougher in the beginning, in the first 4 games. And I think as it continues, if it goes whatever, the next 3 games is where they get fatigued. That's where they get fatigued. Because when you show up in this, like, those guys have been fighting for their lives every single night. They've been fighting for their lives for over a month, right? Where the Golden State Warriors, they weren't really worried about Denver. They were maybe, a little bit more worried about Memphis, but then Ja went out like game 3. So like, that wasn't really ultra stressful. And then to go and then have Luka upset the Suns. And so if the Suns would have showed up against the Golden State Warriors, they would have at least been on edge game 1, game 2. They would have been on edge, like, this has been the best team, whatever. But no, Luka beats them in 7. So the Golden State Warriors are waiting, and they know that they can beat Luka. They know that they can do that. They just have to just not be idiots. And they do it. So they were never under any real like crazy stress for how great they are. The other side, those guys were just fighting. So at game 1 and game 2, if Golden State comes in lax and Boston comes in like they've been in that dogfight for the last month, Boston can get control. But as the series progresses is where I think Boston starts to fatigue. And so they got to come out and hit first, because the longer this series goes, it's not going to favor Boston.
Yeah. I got a question about Steph. He's an all-time player. It's very weird how people talk about him because of his size and the fact that he's not physically dominating in any way. I feel like everyone's always hesitant to put him in like, greatest of all time. But when you played against him, like, the amount of attention that is needed for Steph Curry when he's on the court, is it just off the charts where everyone always has to know where he is? Because that's the crazy part about Steph to me, is like, even if he's not making his shots, he makes the entire defense go towards him at all times.
Well, and this is the other thing that I like. This is one thing that I want to make sure people understand. And I think a lot of times it gets Klay Thompson, and you see Klay's at 75% of himself. But like, when he's on that court, they are a ridiculous team. My point is this: to be the greatest shooter we've ever seen, and to probably have the second best shooter in the league, probably a top 5 shooter of all time, also on your team, makes it like it's not fair, right? And so with Steph, he does create so much confusion and his movement, but it's also because you can't leave this guy who is Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, however you want to say it, right next to him. And so, when I look at guarding Steph, when you look at greatness, whether it's Magic, whether it's Wilt, Kareem, Larry Bird, you want to see something you've never seen before. There is I think the closest copy that we ever had was Kobe and MJ, but if you really study them, they were different. They just played the same style. Like, MJ was far more efficient, all the different things. And so when you look at that, it's like, dude, Steph does things we've never seen before and probably never will, not at the same clip, because that's what makes him Steph. So I don't like it when people only look at greatness as like physical dominance.
Yeah.
You got to put skill. You got to put skill in there. Like skill, like he has a skill set that is greater than anyone we've ever seen.
Yeah. And I'm trying to do a better job of like, when I'm watching sports in the moment, being like appreciating what I'm watching, as long as it's not LeBron, like appreciating like the greatness of someone I'm watching, being like, I might not see a Steph Curry again in my life. Again, as long as it's not LeBron, like that one, I don't. But care
that's an older. You're a seasoned man. Like, you're now at the spot of your life where you look at sports with a different lens of like, yo, I remember as a child, and I remember where I'm at now, And I'm like, I've only seen like 2 or 3 people like this. I might only see 1 or 2 more in my lifetime.
Right.
Right. So you should sit back and enjoy it and embrace it, especially a guy like LeBron. That's for you. I think I think that'd be a really big step of maturity. Big Cat, you can do it, bro. You can do it, bro. You can do it.
No, thank you. And no, thank you. I'm definitely. There's going to be a moment in like 20 years where like my son's like, "What was it like to watch LeBron?" I'm like, "Didn't watch it."
You're like, "It sucked. It sucked. You would have hated it." He pretended to get cramps.
I tell people right now, if you look, whether you like him or not. I'm not telling you to like LeBron. I'm telling you to watch LeBron. That's the only thing I'm saying. Nah. And well, this is
I love watching LeBron.
We're not gonna see it again.
No,
we're not
I know.
Are you gonna watch him when he at least passes Kareem? Are you gonna watch him when he passes Kareem this year?
Listen,
will you watch it? Will you watch it?
Yes, I will. And I've admitted LeBron's good. LeBron's a good basketball player. There you go.
I'm not saying you don't have to like him, bro. I'm not saying you have to like him.
No, he's incredible.
That's
I know.
I'm saying.
LeBron actually passes a test where I do not like him, and then he's had moments where I'm like, holy fuck, this is incredible. Even that they had the anniversary of the J.R. Smith game, and looking back at that game and like what LeBron, I think he scored like 50 points, and it was just like,
he had a 50-point triple-double.
Yeah, he almost beat the Warriors by himself. I remember thinking like, holy fuck, how is this guy doing it? So I appreciate him, whatever.
Listen, I love watching LeBron because you have to watch him to find all the stuff to laugh about later.
Yeah.
He gives you everything. He'll give you a game like that where I think there were like 6 games in a row in the NBA Finals where he put up stat lines that had never been done before.
Yeah.
And then he'll do the thing where he like lays down on the ground, pretends that his eye is out of its socket.
Like he's dying. Yeah. Bro, we used to sit on the bench and be like, bro, you didn't get hit in the face. Get back on defense, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
But we're all guilty of it. He's just not very good at flopping. He's not a very good flopper.
But that's what I love because he tries to be good at it.
Yeah.
He puts effort into his flops, but he's not good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, we love doing legacy talk, and I feel like this is the time to start doing the Steph Curry legacy talk. Like if Steph Curry wins an NBA Finals MVP this year, I'm ready to be the first person to say that he's better than LeBron James, purely at basketball.
Yeah. What? You might be the first and last person to say that.
No.
So that's cool.
No,
I think Steph. I think Steph starts. I think the conversation of Steph being a top 10 player in NBA history becomes a very, very. It becomes extremely hard to push him out because you say it at this point, assuming that he will accomplish more All-Stars, more All-NBA, like the number of threes that he's going to potentially end with. I'm not talking about more championships. You don't know how that goes, but you know that he's going to get All-Stars, he's going to get All-NBAs, and he's going to have more playoff numbers. And so when it all ends and it's all finished, I don't like the whole Steph change the game. Like he did, but again, having Klay Thompson next to you, your running mate, having that, they together, the Golden State Warriors, helped change the game of basketball, and Steph. And on top of it, there were rule changes. And I'm not saying this to hate. I'm just saying that to just singularly give him the credit as the greatest shooter is yes. But I just watched that collective group do it together and put him in a position to let him fucking go. And Steph is one of the nicest superstars ever. But I just think collectively, the Golden State Warriors, led by Steph Curry, changed the game.
But what about this? If Steph Curry, if we start having the debate, should he be in that top 3 conversation, then you can use that as ammo to be well, that makes LeBron's championship with the Cavaliers even more impressive because he beat Steph Curry, who is a better basketball player than him.
Yeah. If you beat someone better than you, I see you. So you're saying that that helps LeBron's legacy. I dig that. I'm gonna bring that up with Steph when I see him. Hey, the LeBron fans out there really want you to win because it'll make it better that they beat you.
Yeah. After you won the title with him, who was the biggest partier in Cleveland? Because I feel like it was Delly. I saw pictures of Delly everywhere.
You know what? We didn't really party after we won. That's what was so crazy. We did some family barbecues. We didn't it was crazy. And, we didn't really drink that much. We didn't really do much. It was after we won, everyone's family came. And then we did a couple of family barbecues, some meet and greets. And then, everyone just kind of went home.
Yeah.
Where they're from.
I feel like J.R. Smith didn't put a shirt on for like 2 weeks though.
Well, that was just the parade. At the parade, it was extremely hot out there. And so it was like, there was tons of topless people, most of them men or JR, but not all of them.
All right, I had 2 last questions.
I'm lying. We drank our asses off.
I was about to say you're full of shit.
Yeah, 100% full of shit. 100%. I'm still hungover.
I do have a question about Kyrie, and I'm sure you've been asked about it, but it may be a little bit of a different question. What is it about Kyrie that guys just love playing with him? Because that's Kyrie gets talked about all the time. And obviously this season was up and down with all the vaccine stuff and everything. But at the end of the day, it feels like everyone who's on his team loves playing with him. And I'm wondering if there's something that we're missing as fans that we just don't see, that is like, this is why Kevin Durant wants to play with Kyrie. This is why some of these guys want to be around Kyrie, when we look at it like, wow, what a headache.
Well, there's 2 sides to it. One, from a skill side, as basketball players, we're all fans. Like, once you're in a craft like that and you're doing it, we're fans. And when we see Kyrie play, we're all just like what the fuck? Like, the things that he can do is very similar to Steph. They have very different temperaments, right? Like, where, Kyrie's a little bit more up and down. Steph is very like this. But as far as talent level, like, we see like Steph go for Steph Clay. We see Kyrie go for 50 with 70% shooting. And you're just like the things that he can do and the way he does it and the flair and the sexy and all that stuff. As a fan of basketball, you better love what he can do. Now, as a person, he's a lovable person. Kyrie has moments where he just gets real introspective and he kind of just becomes more he just kind of is in his own space. And we know that as teammates. And then there's times he's going to walk into the locker room and he's going to be the life of the party, singing, dancing, doing, we've seen the Uncle Drew. Everyone knows Kyrie's got an amazing personality. And then there's times where he just gets a little bit more to himself. And that's just Kai, doing that. And once you're a part of a team, it's all about hey, what do you need to go do what you need to go do? Hey, do you need to be by yourself for 36 hours and kind of just be in your own space? You're not yelling or being a dick. You're just kind of in your own space, headphones on, watching videos, not really talking that much. And then you go out and score 35. I'm going to leave you alone. But that's the thing, I think, for guys that have played with Kyrie. Now, yes, is it, has there been issues and stuff like that where you want more consistency of one of the greatest players that we've seen in this generation? Yes, but ultimately he is a good dude. And I think he's more misunderstood than I think he'll ever get credit for.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm looking forward to that isn't being talked about as much is the matchup between Marcus Smart and Draymond Green. And not necessarily that they'll be guarding each other, but just the fact that these are guys that, like Big Cat's talking about the X factor, these guys are wild cards, right? They can help. They can be the reason that their team wins, and then they can be the reason why the game is delayed for 3.5 minutes and no one can figure out what's going on the court because everybody's fighting each other. So I love players like that. I'm curious to know which one of these guys. Obviously, Draymond's done it before, and he's been there, and he's proven that he can step up when he's not kicking people in the dicks in the finals. But between those two guys, which one do you think is going to have a bigger positive impact on the series?
I think that Draymond is ridiculously important to everything that the Golden State Warriors are doing. But I think Marcus Smart will be in more positions to have a bigger impact, right? He's a scorer, right? So he's out there trying to score. Also, there's multiple games where he led the Boston Celtics in shot last round. And then also defensively, he's going to be guarding Steph. He's going to be guarding Clay. He's going to be guarding Wiggins. He's going to be guarding Poole. So he's just going to be in a position to make more plays. So I look at, Marcus Smart being a key, cog. Marcus Smart had a great series for Marcus Smart. I think it's going to be hard to beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
So he's more likely to help his team win. Would he also be the one that's more likely to help his team lose?
Ooh, I would go with Draymond on that. And that's, Draymond's my guy, but he's been in that position before. Marcus Smart has never done anything like or hasn't got suspended during the postseason. So just purely going off prior history, I would say that would be Draymond.
Yeah.
And Draymond, first of all, I got a little something with Draymond. Draymond said something the other day, yesterday, and he goes, look, we have never been beaten whole. We've never been beaten whole. And I'm like thinking to myself, and I was on TikTok and we were doing lives when I first saw it. And I was like, you were around for 6 of the, he was like, well, even in 16 when we lost, I got suspended game 5. I'm like, Draymond, you were there for 6 of the 7 games.
Yeah.
6 of the 7 games. That's pretty damn whole. And if you're going to use that logic, which I never do, you're not going to say anything about when Kyrie hurt his knee when you guys won in 15, or Kevin Love not being there for the Cavs in 15. So that's not like, my thing is like, dude, you can't say, we've never been beaten whole when you've beaten teams that weren't whole.
And also,
like, that's just
Game 7 at home. They had Game 7 at home.
And whose fault was it that Draymond missed that game?
Yeah. And they had Game 7 at home. You can't say we never been beaten whole when you got beaten Game 7 at home. That's it. You had a chance to win it right there.
And you had you had a chance to win it. You were the greatest team in NBA regular season history, which I believe they were. I believe that they were the greatest regular season team of all time.
It don't mean a thing without a ring, right?
That's the meanest thing to say. Yeah. Like the way that you phrased it, it actually it sounds like you're insulting them when you say they're the greatest regular season NBA team of all time.
You're just making your ring bigger. Yeah.
So they won the President's Trophy.
Well, maybe, but no. Look. Those are my brothers, and they are. That's what made our championship so hard and so great, is because we had to beat the 2-time MVP, the first unanimous MVP, and the defending champions, and the greatest regular season team that we had ever that the NBA had ever had. I'm sorry,
just making your ring bigger. I like it.
And the top 2 player of all time on that team.
I would do the same thing if I were you.
Thank you.
All right. Last question. Thank you, Richard, for joining us. Rowback question, RHOBACK. Use code TAKE for 20% off. Q-Zips, performance hoodies, everything. If you're golfing, Rowback has the best gear, RHOBACK.com. Okay, we've danced around it. Give us your prediction. Give us how this NBA Finals is going to go down.
Warriors in 9.
Warriors in 9. The NBA would love to have a 9-game series. Adam Silver's trying to figure out how to do it, have it go all the way till September.
Game 5 and 6 canceled for COVID at halftime. Yeah. No, 4 games are canceled at halftime for COVID, so that equals the extra 2 games.
There we go.
Yeah. All right.
There we go. Get that TV money.
So give us your prediction. Come on.
I'm going to Warriors in 7 in an overtime Game 7.
Wow. I said Warriors in 7 on Tuesday, and I've ever since that moment, I've just everything that's gone in my head has been I think the Celtics are going to win. But I'm sticking with Warriors in 7. But it is that that good of a matchup.
If the Celtics win, I would not bat 9. It's I could see it. 100, it's closer than people think. But yeah.
Yeah.
They're good.
Okay. Well, everyone check out RJ. He's going to be on TV. He's going to be traveling for the finals. We appreciate you always and your time. And next time in New York, why don't you come? That way we don't have to screw up the Zoom. It was on our fault.
Well, 100%. Yeah. I'm in.
All right.
I'm in.
Okay. I'm going to hit you up.
In New York. I'll come say it.
All right. Have fun. See ya.
Good luck.
Peace, guys.
Thanks, man.
Be safe. Richard Jefferson is brought to you by our great friends over at Coors Light. We love Coors Light. Patrick Mahomes loves Coors Light. He was drinking on the golf course the other day. Coors Light is the official beer of summertime. If you feel like you always have to be on 24/7, sometimes you just need a moment to turn off and hit reset. That's when you reach for Coors Light. It's made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that is Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans, they turn blue when your beer is cold. People forget that the mountains turn blue. I don't forget it. You know why? Because you guys tweet at me all the time with pictures of blue mountains, which I love. Thank you. Keep sending us those. I want to see the bluest mountains out there. I'm having a personal competition amongst the AWLs to see who has the bluest mountains this summertime. Tweet at us. Show us the pictures of your blue mountains. We love Coors Light. It's my favorite beer. If I'm drinking light beer, I'm drinking Coors Light every single time. It's mountain cold refreshment that's made to chill. When I take a second for myself, I reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. That's CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Molly the Meatball's coming right up. She's brought to you by our great friends at Roman Swipes. Roman Swipes is the secret to longer-lasting sex. Roman Swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast-acting, but they don't require a prescription. Roman can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipes out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you're good to go. That's it. Go to GetRoman.com/take. Get $10 off when you choose a monthly plan at GetRoman.com/take. Get $10 off when you choose a monthly plan. Now, here she is, Molly the Meatball.
And now for something completely different.
All right, we now welcome on a very special guest, co-worker of ours. It is Meatball Molly, Molly McCann, UFC fighter, all around great person. We've spent some time with her. Very excited to have you on. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Also, good friend of Patty the Batty. So if you notice that accent, it is Liverpudlian.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, or Scouse.
Scouser, yeah.
Scouser, yeah.
All right, now let's start there. Do you have the same feelings that Patty has, that like when England's in the World Cup, you're not going to root for them?
I'm a little bit different. So I hate the government and I hate the monarchy. However, I hate England football fans, but I don't hate the footballers who are trying to play and win for us.
Okay.
But my family is very Irish, so they would all support Ireland over England.
Got it.
But you support the team. You support the lads.
The lads.
When they play.
That's it.
You don't support the government that oversees the lads.
No, I don't support anything other than that. They're just so much in our country's history has been great, but so much hasn't been, and I just think they're just rats. And in all honesty, like in like the 70s and 80s, and there was prime ministers out at the time, and their job was actually to break Liverpool down, and that's like, that would be like Trump saying, I want to break Texas down, like let's destroy Texas, and then 30 years later it's come out in the documents. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's like real life shit. So when Paddy says I'm not English, I'm from the People's Republic of Liverpool, I think most of Liverpool's the same, to be honest.
I mean, it's got an energy when you're around you and Patty that it's awesome. And I know obviously you guys are fighters, but you're passionate people that like you have a vibe to you that's fun to be around. Yeah,
certain places in the world, I think like impoverished places make these kinds of people
interesting.
Like, yeah, like you have to make the best of nothing. You have to see the silver lining in everything and be grateful for everything. So when really amazing things happen like this, it's just like blows your mind. Do you know what I mean? And you are grateful for the littlest thing, or just like a hi, how are you? Do you know what I mean? And, but we're also larger than life because shy kids don't get sweets, is what we would say.
Hard
times make for hard people.
Yeah.
That's the one,
Yeah. So you've had a very successful career. We watched your fight back in March. I think it was named, you got like the fight of the month or something like that.
Fight of the night, yeah.
Definitely.
No, it was like
for the night.
Month too?
It was like a month award that you got.
Wow.
It was like the best fight.
I got that in September as well. Do you know when you just signed Paddy after that fight? I got knockout of the month, and I was like, Dana, can I have another 50 grand, please? He was going, fuck off.
So when did you realize that you were just tougher than everybody? When did you realize that you liked to fight?
Definitely when I was a kid. I was just skinny, scrawny, just little, but I just had to keep on keeping on. And what I realised, I didn't start fighting until a very late age. So I started MMA at 23, and what I had to like run with is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I didn't have the fight IQ or the knowledge base that what some people had, because they've been doing it since they was 10, 11, 12. So I just used to have to run further, lift more, do more rounds, and it just made me into an absolute like animal and a bit deluded in my brain, to be honest. Like I would just go in thinking I'm going to absolutely fucking kill you. It was only after I was humbled in the UFC when I was choked out, I didn't tap. I was like fitting on the floor.
Oh, you didn't tap?
Bitches tap.
Yeah.
Wow.
You and Jesus don't tap.
Or Paddy, Scousers don't tap.
Scousers. So you literally blacked out?
Lad, I'm like a fucking salmon going upstream.
I gotta find this video.
What was
Molly
the feeling?
versus Gillian.
What was the feeling like when you get close?
Well, I knew she was.
You know that when they get it in, right?
Yeah, so she's on, and you see me put my hands, and then I go, fuck this. So then I just look at the sky. Well, I'm like looking at the floor, actually. But I could just see the vision go like this. And then I woke up, and I was all shaking, and I was like, what's happened here? Like, what's going on? And then I look at me coach, and I start coming round. And I go, I didn't tap. I didn't tap. I promise you I didn't tap, because when you're a mouth like me and Paddy, and when you have a certain fighting style, you can only be that way when you're truly ready to give everything. And I just think if there was a 0.01% that her arm was going to gas, I knew I would have got up and punched the fucking head in. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately that didn't happen. But me and Gillian, the girl who done it to me, she was the best and worst thing that ever happened to me. But from that moment, we've been really good friends. I've been to corner here on Fight Week. Here, Coach Dean Thomas coaches me.
This is savage. I'm watching it.
I know, yeah.
You just got so choked out.
I know, my
and
eyes
didn't even think about tapping.
My eyes were open as well. So I was asleep for 5 seconds before the referee even...
Because he couldn't tell, because you didn't even blink.
I know.
Oh, no,
you just
play
did.
for UPFT. It's crazy, because there's like multiple moments where I'm like, wait, you got a tap right here, and you just went down with the ship.
I know, it's like proper belly flop, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
There are moments when I'm watching a fight when somebody's not tapping, and I just assume if they're not tapping, it's because the hold isn't in properly.
Yeah, no, that was
listen,
it. That was it.
I'm writing it out.
So a rear naked choke, you would grab the bicep and then hide the other hand behind the head, but she switched it to a short choke. So the way that you defend a rear naked is you would break that grip and then get rid of that one. But on the short choke, it's like the blades across, and you can't grab the hand to defend. So it's pretty much you cleaned out. And she was as experienced at grappling as I was striking. So if it stood up, I was going to knock her out. And if it went to the floor, it was like Conor vs. Khabib. I'm not saying
no, but no, that's yeah. Like it was, Conor versus Khabib
like
was very similar. That you knew that once Conor went on the ground, it was going to be big time trouble for him.
Yeah.
So what would you do though if it was an arm bar? Would you let your arm get broken?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, because like one thing to get. I mean, it's obviously badass. I would have tapped when, like, you could make me tap by just looking at me. I'd just be like, all right, I'm out. But like the arm, if you're still conscious and you're like, I'm gonna let my arm get broken, that's a different ball game.
I've armbarred 2 Brazilians and their arms hyperextended in the fight, and they didn't tap. Girls don't tap. They just.
So wait, who does it? Who taps? Americans?
No. No. What I mean is
French men.
Yeah.
French men. Women have got more dexterity. Where I'm like actually built like a lad with how much muscle I have, but like men don't bend as much. Like their arm would probably stop there. So
right. Too many bicep curls.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Too much. Yeah. Knuckle shuffle.
Yeah. Like you watch. I'm not saying women don't tap. But men will predominantly get more knockouts. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right, with taps.
Yeah, and girls just tend to just fucking hold on in there. Like, we're not supposed to be here doing this, so you have to kind of try and defy the odds all the time.
Okay, so weird question, and we had this debate. It was, I don't know, maybe a couple of months ago, because there was a video that went viral of these 2 guys fighting in the street, and one of them tried to tap, and he was like, why didn't you respect the tap? I feel like you should respect the tap even in a street fight, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you watch gypsies and travellers in England, like, bare-knuckle boxing, when one gets hit, like, everyone has to move away and wait till he's standing up, and they say, are you bet? Are you beaten? And if they say, yeah, then that's it. You know
there's some honor to it.
Yeah, but like, life's not like that anymore, is it? Everyone's going out fucking stabbing people.
I feel like you should be able to tap at any point.
I think the problem is if somebody is about to get tapped in a street fight, they're more likely, if you let them go, if they have a weapon, at that point they'll be so emasculated that they'll pull the weapon out, and then you're fucked. Yeah, because you let them up.
100%. I'd just fucking kick them in the teeth and choke them out. Put them to sleep, put them in the recovery position, and then run away.
So when you get into the ring, when you get into the octagon, are you thinking to yourself, do you get into war mode? Or are you like, I want to kill this person? Because I was talking when we were watching the boxing match last week, and you see fighters at the top of their game, especially in boxing, but I assume it applies to MMA. When they get into a fight, it's hard to tell if they have that same rage that most people have when they get into an altercation or a fight, or if at the top level it's more about like, okay, you've been here before, you're becoming a technician?
I feel like it's horses for courses. So some people would be more methodical and have a more measured approach, and then some people are all out chaos and just want to fight. I know if I have the mindset of, you've only got to watch me at a weigh-in or watch me when they're saying my name, the way that I look at them and I'm screaming, this is my fucking house. Like, I'm going to fucking end you. Like, I have to. That's how I go to that place in my mind where I'm not going to get beat. I have to think I've got to fucking kill her here now. Obviously, I'm not trying to kill her, but in my mind, if the shoe was on the other foot, if that girl in my last fight could have elbowed me and done that to me, she would have. I don't think I've never been in a fight with someone and they haven't, apart from maybe Gillian, and they haven't done something that's worthy of like a point deduction or cheating. Like, everyone pulls me hair, puts their fingers like in me braids, or just does like, I can feel like they've got like lotion on where they're all slippery and like, do you know, all shit like that, and or spits like the gummy out, or does like shit, all mad shit where that's just how they want to play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So how'd you get your nickname?
Do you know the sandwich shop, Subway?
Yes.
So I was a sandwich artist there. So when I was in college,
I like that you use the word artist.
That's what they are.
Yep.
Well, artiste.
Yes, yes.
I used to do the night shift in Subway, train in the morning at the gym, and then go to college, and that was like my life for a few years. And Paul Rimmer, mine and Paddy's coach, gave both of us our names, and they're possibly the best names, fight names in the whole of combat sport, I think.
Yeah.
They're the most authentic, and my mum calls me Meatball. Like, anyone down the street in Liverpool, what's happening in the Meatball? Anyone, anywhere. I was saying to Dave, or I think I was saying to you the other day, even in nightclubs in New York or on the subway, hi Meatball Molly, that's just me, and it's just stuck. Or it is Paddy the Baddie, it's not Patrick Pimbley.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I love it. A good nickname goes a long way. I mean, that's branding.
Yeah, well, I was just saying today on the subway, when I move over to boxing after I finish MMA.
Oh, so is that the move?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Will I still be Meatball? Or will I have a new name?
No, you have to be Meatball.
Yeah, well, she said, are you fucking
can't turn
joking?
your back on Meatball. Got you this far.
Yeah.
Well, you think you're too good to be Meatball?
No, what I didn't know, like, the boxing fans are different. They're different, you know, like, I don't know if they'll embrace a Meatball, but fuck them anyway.
I think you get a knockout under your belt and they'll call you whatever you want them to call you.
Yeah. So what's the transition going to be? I mean, you clearly have it somewhat planned in your head.
So I started doing amateur boxing, and when I was a kid, and my weight category didn't get added to the Olympic Games, so I was like caught in. You had 3 weight categories, and I was like caught there.
Right.
Too big for this, too small for that. So Katie Taylor's weight was added, and she's like 135, and then 115 was added, but I fight at 125, so it was just too much.
Right.
And so that's when I stopped. I went to college and then fell into MMA, and I've just always had it in me. I would always come back, but I think I've spent 9 years of my life. I've won a world title, the same as Paddy, in Cage Warriors, but I feel like I need to touch the UFC belt, and I've said to the team, if there was ever a point where we didn't think that was possible, I wouldn't be doing MMA anymore, because it's too hard, and I'm not going to do something where I can't be the best in the world.
Right.
So I don't believe I can't be the best in the world, but if that ever happens,
you're ready for boxing.
Yeah.
So like, realistically speaking, how many fights away are you from touching the belt?
Well, I've got 5 wins inside the octagon, so I only think like 2 or 3 more. Like, at a push. Like, if I had 2 really, really good wins, I need this next fight to be a win, and I need to fight a ranked opponent. And I'd see like a move to Matchroom, because Dana's really good friends with Eddie, and Eddie Hearn at Matchroom, and I know Eddie would sign me in a heartbeat, because I could sell out arenas in England. So
Yeah.
and then the family connection with Katie Taylor, it's all there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So who, like, how is that shaping up right now in your division? in UFC? Are there people that you think right now you could take?
Like, without coming across arrogant, I feel as if I could beat everyone. I'm not saying some fights would be a lot easier than others, and some fights I'd have to go into the trenches, like, stylistically, because of it wouldn't. I'm 5'3" and as wide as I am tall. Do you know? So these girls are like exactly. These girls are 5'7", 5'8", and fucking stick thin, but trying to get past them big knees and them kicks and them punches is hard. But what they lack sometimes is a big bit of strength for their cardio that then comes down, whereas mine will keep pushing and that kind of thing. And I just have to have the Mike Tyson mentality or the Daniel Cormier mentality of think how small they were and how they had to fuck the biggest, baddest men on the planet. So, I just take that in, and like, if you're not, Shevchenko's untouchable, but if you don't think that you can beat them, then why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
So I just think she could like give me a fucking pasting, but I could give her one too.
Right.
So
you
like,
could beat anyone. That's
on
what,
my like I've really shown in the last 2 fights my evolution as a fighter. The one last September, I fought a guy with a 10-inch reach advantage with my whole career on the line, and absolutely fucked her with a broken hand and a torn LCL in my knee. And then that last fight, I fucking nearly killed the girl. Do you know
with the
what I mean?
elbow,
With the elbow. So, the trajectory is this. So, my head isn't in the clouds. Like I'm right down there. Mine and Paddy's company keeps us grounded. I don't even believe the internet and all these kinds of podcasts and things don't really mean too much to me.
Well, we've just been talking shit about you. We've been saying you can't do it. Do you like
I'll
those?
come and shave that fucking hair off your head in a minute.
Do you like that? Do you like it when people doubt you?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that for you. You want us to do it?
Yeah. We'll great.
Not too much though. Just,
no, you suck.
No, you're too small.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you fight these top of the line fighters that have that reach advantage, it's one thing to do it against somebody that's not ranked in the top 4, but like top of the line like Shevchenko, if you want to get inside, not only do you have to deal with her on the way in, but then when you go out, you have to deal with her punching you on the way out.
Yeah, so
I don't think that you have the stamina for that.
Yeah.
I know,
no, I don't think so either.
I'm the one who's landed the most significant strikes in our division.
I mean, that doesn't really count.
Stats don't win fights.
Is it true you got a metal plate put into your elbows? Is that true? I heard that.
In both, yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about like the lotion. Was that maybe rubbing off?
Sounds like you know it a little too well. Yeah.
I know.
Huh.
What are the chances?
We'll doubt you.
Yeah.
We got no problem.
We're actually very good at that.
Yeah.
Some of our most successful friends are there because we said that they suck.
Yeah.
Well, I just like to be the underdog. I feel like if you have seen any tape on me or documentaries on me, my whole life has just kind of been like an uphill battle. And when you're used to doing that from like this big, then it's just normal, do you know?
Yeah.
So
I just think you should respect the monarchy a little bit more.
you get to fuck.
Do you think it's weird that like Americans are kind of obsessed with it?
A little bit, because not many people have it, so it's quite like it's nice in that part. But when you think about everything that they've done and the Commonwealth and how I always say the word's wrong, colonialised the world and like raped and pillaged the world to own most of it. I don't know, I just don't really like that. And I think we've got a lot, my country has a lot to answer for, the same as yours does, for the state of systemic racism and like all kinds of things like that, and I'm just not a fan of it.
We were talking about the monarchy, okay?
I know, but that's
Leave
what
us
happens.
out of it.
I'll use a fucking massive.
We only did it because you guys were
of
like
course,
our
yeah.
parents.
Like
and you're
father, like son.
We're
Right.
gonna set your colony
You told
up.
us, yeah.
Okay, hey, why are you doing? Who taught you to subjugate the poor people over
Yeah, but
here?
what about then when you kicked us out, Boston Tea Party and all that, which you never let me fucking live down whenever I come to America?
Yeah, we're 1-0 lifetime against you. We got the belt. 18-12 was kind of a tie.
That kind of
I went the distance.
Yeah, but
went to the cards.
It is weird though. Like everyone, like there's obviously a lot of the show. What was it? What was the show called? The Queen? No, the Monarch. What's the Netflix show?
What's the show?
The Crown. The Crown. Like there's a lot
you nearly fall in love with the.
Yeah, it's very bizarre to me
because you see maybe the positive parts, and like they're humanized. Do you know what I mean? Like, like you feel for like the Queen for a minute because you think, oh fuck, and then you feel, oh well, Prince Charles really didn't love Diana and all this shit, and then you just think, oh, yous are all a fucking gang. What the hell?
Yeah, you guys have. Listen, we do things the right way. You guys have the monarch. We have the Kardashians.
Okay,
good, upstanding people.
Well,
the best.
we elect our leaders freely and fairly. You just have to go to either Harvard or Yale and have a dad that also went there and is mega rich.
Yeah,
that's how we do it. But did you know that the Queen owns every mute swan in the world?
I did, yeah.
You should kill a mute swan.
No, because that's treason.
Oh,
that's what it's called, isn't it?
They'll hang you.
Treason.
But I don't think they'll hang you anymore. But you will definitely go to prison for that. And what else does she own?
She owns corgis.
Corgis.
Oh, corgis.
I like corgis though.
She
They're
doesn't
cute.
own them all, but she likes them.
Yeah.
So,
It is weird that we know like this one random old lady that lives on an island that we'll never meet. Where we know her favorite dog.
Yeah. Well, the madness is, I was saying to quite a lot of yous, like, we're not taught about world history very much. We're only really, it's the same as yous, Americans. We're only taught about the things we win. It's very rarely the things that we lost on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying to Ellis, kids in England will know more states in America than they will counties in the UK.
Really?
So like the countries broke down into counties, and then in the county is a city.
Yeah.
So it's like a state. It's just a different.
Yeah.
I always assumed that in England you were taught about America, like New York City because that's where all like cop TV shows are filmed.
Mm-hmm.
Texas because that's where cowboys live,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of California, it's a movie star.
Yeah. And Michael Jordan.
Michael
Yeah.
Jordan. Well, I don't know. We're kids and everything was glamorised to us with you guys, and everything was bigger and better. Everyone in England always wanted the American dream. Do you know what I mean? And I was saying to Ellis, like, I remember coming to, the first time I came to America, I was 12. It was like September the 11th, 2002.
Okay.
So it was the first anniversary.
Yeah.
And I remember coming to International Drive in Florida, and I was there for 2 weeks, and I was just like, what the... Could you imagine being like a mini meatball? Like, it was like a baby 6-inch. It was like a baby 6-inch sub, and I was just like going around Universal on the Hulk ride and fucking just walking down the street, and then there's like Spider-Man's just like... And I was like, whoa.
You're like, America's crazy.
And I was like, this is fucking awesome. And then I came back again when I was 19 to work. I was a soccer coach in Virginia, and I got to see like all of the East Coast. And I always remember the first time I came to New York, I got the Greyhound from DC up, and it was like 4:00 in the morning by the time I got here. And it must have been like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but like the streets were dead, and all there was like the odd yellow cab because Ubers wasn't around then.
Yeah.
Instagram wasn't even a thing, it was just Facebook. And I just remember looking, and I think Empire State of Mind song had just come out, like that album for Jay-Z had just been released, and I just remember thinking, fucking hell, this really is amazing. And then I went to Las Vegas, and I was like, this is not a bit of me. I was like, get me back to New York.
Yeah.
But then coming back this time, it's quite tough because I feel like the pandemic has really had its way with Manhattan. And it's like, it's really sad because I've seen more of the rest of New York. Like, we've spent quite a lot of time in Brooklyn and like the other parts, but I feel like Manhattan was where the dream once was, and I don't know if it's there anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely, the vibe has definitely changed a little bit, just because, I mean, yeah.
Like
fair.
Everyone's money, like no one has got the money. Everyone, it's the same in England. Like, so many independent businesses are fucked from it, but everyone's time it comes round again. Do you know what I mean? So there'd be a resurgence, but it was so nice to see different parts. I think we was in Chelsea and Soho, and we got to, like, obviously I'm gay, and I got to go to the Stonewall Inn where Pride started
it's very
yesterday.
historical
Yeah,
place.
and it was
Yeah.
like, it was really great to see that kind of thing, and do my first pizza review yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Bleecker Street Pizza.
Wait, you did it with Dave or no?
No, I was just drunk and done it myself.
What was the score?
It was Bleecker Street. Was it John's Bleecker, or was it just the Bleecker Street one?
It was just Bleecker Street, wasn't it?
You got a slice?
I got a slice.
Yeah,
What was the
Bleecker
score?
Street, yeah.
It was 8.6, but
Okay,
I was really,
nice.
really
Not
drunk.
a rookie score.
No, I was
you
really,
go.
really drunk. But the only downfall was it was really floppy. But
Yeah.
apart from that,
New York
they're,
flop,
they're
yeah.
giant slices there.
massive.
They're
Yeah.
huge.
And then
It's almost
Kevin
too big.
Bacon walked in.
Oh yeah, New York resident.
I know.
Full time.
The
yeah.
ghost man.
Where are the best crowds that you've seen? All the places you fought.
Boston, Greenville in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And I don't think you ever beaten London. That one that you watched.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been to so many events, and I feel like Brazil and maybe England, because we have a massive soccer culture or football culture back home. Like, everyone chants and sings a lot, and it's not just like "Let's go meatball." Do you know, like a very American shouts. Like, we've got songs, and the atmosphere. When I walked out, I just was like, fucking hell. Like, meatball, you need to go and put the show of your life on, because it costs a lot. Like, no one always thinks about the price, and when you're a working class person, the tickets were like, people were like remortgaging houses to go, and then
you got to put on a show.
and then like an alcoholic beverage is about $20. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, it all adds up. It's about $1,000 just for fucking 5 hours of fight. So I feel like you must match that always.
Yeah.
And
that's great. I mean, that's all fans want is for, because you go to a fight, and there'll be times when the fighters, the fight game's hard, because there's cards and there's nothing you can do about it, and people don't really understand that. But there's other times where it's like, oh, that fight sucked because those fighters didn't really want to throw hands, and they were more defensive. So
of course, yeah.
you're the people's champ.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Do you have a song that's written about you?
I think I do, actually, yeah. I've been sent a few whilst I've been in America, but I've just been like, fuck, just let me just go and enjoy myself. Like, life since landing in New York hasn't stopped. It was only Monday. I literally slept about 18 hours because I've been doing media training,
drinking
and dancing. Like, I've been doing 3,000 calories like in a club in like 5 hours on the dance floor. That's like more than I done when I ran like a marathon.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
What is your training like?
Here,
yeah,
just dancing,
really.
Just go out.
Yeah. No, I'm going to Phoenix tomorrow for 3 days. I've got 3 days worth of training in the lab with Courtney Casey and with Dean Thomas. Going to say hello, and then in San Diego I've got about 9 days of training with J Flo and a few of the fighters from
Paddy
around
will be there. Yeah,
me and Paddy. I'm gonna be living with him from tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
What's
so,
that like?
all right, yeah. Well,
you guys get along?
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we have got a really good relationship, and we've done this since before we were world champions, and we've done this before the losses, and we've done this before the highs, and we've said this from the beginning. When me and him fight, it's always different. Like, back in the day in Liverpool, we'd sell 6,000-7,000 tickets together, and like, you have some pro boxing cards that could never ever sell that many tickets, and you listen to the crowd when we fight. It's a different ball game, but it's just because we're so different, I suppose, and only we know what it's like to be living through what we're living through.
Yeah.
And like, my girlfriend and his fiance really get on, so, and our coach Ellis and his like baby mum Michaela, we've got like a good strong little 6 of us, and it's good. There's no jealousy. There's no, oh, what about me? There's like, go on.
That's awesome.
Like, even when I win a fight, I'm singing his name in my post-fight interview.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's great that, both of you are with us at Barstool.
Are you close enough to him to be able to comfortably say, hey, Paddy, I love you. You got to do something about the hair?
Mm-hmm.
I actually really love his hair, but I do tell him if he's wearing like shit trainees or, why are you wearing that top, lad? You've got loads of money, go and buy a new one, but he won't. It's just the way that he is. It's just who he is.
That's funny.
I love that about him, though.
Yeah.
Like
he's a minge bag.
He's a minge bag? That's what I
like
like about you, and what I like about Paddy is you seem like you're the most down-to-earth people in the world.
Authentic, yeah. Very authentic.
I just don't think we're scared about being who we are, and I think it takes a person who's courageous to be like unapologetically true to them. And I don't know, we just try and be the best us we can and represent where we're from and bring everyone with us. And that's it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, so I had one last question. It's the rowback question. You guys can, we have some shirts if you want. Q-Zips, Polos, RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Do you want, Dana White is a big listener of this show, longtime recurring guest. Do you want to call someone out?
Well, I've got someone on July 23rd, so I'll fuck that one first.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
Okay.
But Dana, let's get Super Boxing going in a few years. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting when you're talking about making the transition to boxing. You're a striker in the UFC. You are known for throwing some hard punches.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between being an excellent striker in MMA and then being good enough at striking to be a boxer? When
I box and spar, and this is a hand on heart, I fight totally different when I box than how I do when I'm in the MMA cage. I'm not fighting someone who's fucking 5'8" who cuts 20 pounds on fight week. Like, boxers just make weight different, so everyone's built like me and is my size. So the fight is a lot easier. I shouldn't say a lot easier. It's just a lot easier to overcome just hands instead of knees and kicks and elbows.
Right.
And striking within MMA, it took me until the last 2 fights to realise striking for MMA and how to do that efficiently. Because too much, you're trying to build too much of a style. And then what we did is we just sat me down, and when I'm under pressure, we see what I respond with. And then we see my opponent and see how we can just chain a little pattern to be able to beat them, instead of being like, be more like this, be more like this, be more like this. So, but that was just where I came into the game really late. So it was like, I don't know, 9 fights I had in total to get to the UFC. So I've learned a lot on the job.
Yeah. All right, so July 23rd, and we'll be watching.
Me and Patrick will be on.
You and Patty, yep. Love it, and we appreciate you coming on. This has been a lot of fun.
Happy
We're rooting
birthday.
for you. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you very much, guys.
Literally your birthday. Try not to throw any elbows at anyone tonight.
I don't know. We're going to a gig. We're going to watch an English rapper called Dave.
Okay.
So it's already getting sharp.
I told the story on Monday's show that, like I said, I was like, I don't know if I'm rooting for Liam Smith, and you threw an elbow right in my chest.
I was like, fuck.
And I was like, oh.
I know, but he was a Scouser. He was from Liverpool, and you could tell. We're just different. Couldn't you tell?
Yeah, you could. You could.
Yeah.
You absolutely could. And you predicted that fight perfectly. You're like, oh, he'll slow
fade
start,
after
but
it.
he'll start to just absolutely kill him later in the fight. All right, thank you so much, Molly. Appreciate
No problem,
it.
guys. Thank you.
Molly the Meatball is brought to you by our good friends over at Shopify. Shopify is the all-in-one commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business, so upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronize online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. Shopify offers online retailers a suite of services including payments, marketing, shipping, and customer engagement tools. Connect with your customers, drive sales, manage your day-to-day. Shopify instantly lets you accept all major payment methods. Shopify has thousands of integrations and third-party apps, from on-demand printing to accounting to advanced chatbots and beyond. Go to shopify.com/take for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. That's shopify.com/take, all lowercase for take. Grow your business with Shopify today. Shopify.com/take right now.
Okay, let's wrap up. We got Fyre Fest of the week. Send you on your way. Hank, Fyre Fest of the week.
My Fyre Fest, I've sneezed in the last 3 days upwards of like 300 times.
Okay.
And sneezing.
You have allergies.
I have allergies bad. I just took a live COVID test. It came back negative.
Let's go.
Thank God.
Was a little nervous. Took that earlier in the show. But sneezing in public has got to be like the most awkward.
Oh, it's so taboo now.
And it always was taboo, though.
But it's really...
Sneezing when you're driving, I think, is super dangerous. Like, I don't know what the stats are, and they probably wouldn't be able to figure out, like, the cause of death because, you know, they're probably driving by themselves. But people probably die sneezing on the road. Like, it's a very dangerous thing. And sneezing, I sneezed. I was on the train, and I get these, like, sneezing spurts where I sneeze, like, 5 times in a row. And you guys know my sneeze is a little bit loud. And it's just so awkward.
Yeah,
it's just so, like... Unless you have a handkerchief, which I didn't have one, like you're just sneezing into your like sweatshirt, it's gross, or your hands, which is gross, but there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Like you can try to hold it in, but when you have allergies, like I've had allergies this past couple of days, there's nothing. You can't do the pineapple thing. You can't do the like look up or whatever.
What's the pineapple thing?
You think about pineapple.
No, you just say pineapple.
Yeah.
You say pineapple.
I thought you thought about pineapple.
No, I think if you say pineapple, it stops you from sneezing.
Oh, I thought it was thinking about pineapple.
That's
I think
very
it's
weird.
a Pete. I think it's a Pete and repeat thing.
Is
It's
it?
a throwback show. Yeah.
Yeah,
You mean
say-
no? The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Pete and Pete. Yeah.
So
Pete and repeat.
Hank, if you have like a mask, you can put the mask on, and then the mask becomes your handkerchief.
Didn't have a mask.
So you were just sneezing, raw dogging sneezes in everyone's face.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
fucking
No,
awkward.
that is taboo.
That's a lot of people's Fyre Fest, I'm sure. It's
Yeah.
like I was sitting next to Hank Lockwood on the train.
And
It
he was
wasn't
just
a busy
sneezing
train,
all over
thankfully,
us.
but like it was still,
Oh, you had some people who were like, "Kill this man."
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I would say even pre-COVID, it's still like one of the more awkward things you can do.
Oh,
how
for
many
sure.
how many people do you think use allergies as just a cover for being sick? I feel like every time I'm like, well, "Are you sick?" There's like allergies.
Well, I know when I'm sick, but like when I'm sick, I don't sneeze 500 times in 2 days.
Right.
Isn't being sick just like being allergic to a certain germ too?
Yeah.
So I guess it's true.
It's always allergies.
Like,
but
I
you
don't- I
know
don't-
people do
there are
that
people
all
that
the
are
time.
like pollen's bad,
Yeah,
and I'm always like, oh yeah, sure. Like I
It's
never check the
January.
fucking pollen.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
We're in Greenland, sir.
Yeah.
No, but Hank, isn't there? So you were talking about like the handkerchief, the people that carry around handkerchiefs. I feel like I've never seen anybody below the age of 50 use a handkerchief.
Yeah,
No.
I would even say like 60,
It seems
70.
it honestly seems like the grossest thing ever to just like have a piece of cloth that you carry around that you just put your snot on
It's
and then you
literally-
put it back in your pocket.
It's literally before Kleenex were invented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're holding on. You're
But
holding
then
on.
this morning, I like what? I guess what if you don't have a mask and you don't have a handkerchief?
You're just sneezing everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
All right, better not sneeze around me. Like I'll Vince McMahon you.
Yeah, no
Imagine if
promises.
you were around Vince McMahon right now.
It'd be
He would
bad.
actually
I'd
have
to
you
leave.
dead.
I'd have to
Yes.
excuse myself.
Yes. All right, PFT, your Fyre Fest.
Yeah, my Fyre Fest is so my 11-year-old plays travel baseball. So we had a travel baseball tournament. And first of all, most umpires I get along with at this
Wait, what
point.
kind of what level?
It's high level travel baseball.
Where is this?
It was in the Nashville area, and a huge percentage of them, not surprisingly, in the Nashville area, either listen to or currently listen to our show. Mm-hmm. So if you're an umpire right now and you're listening, odds are I'm going to get along with you fine. So here's
Do you
what
get
happened.
along with umpires generally?
I get along fine with umpires. Most of them are listeners to my show. It's very successful.
Wait, can I ask
So
another
here's what
question?
happened in this scenario.
Is your son a good hitter?
My son's a great hitter. Here's what happened in the scenario. Playing an early morning Sunday game, supposed to start at 9:45. Play the first half inning. The umpire at home plate disappears. Okay?
What?
Disappear. I've never seen this happen before. He had to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
So he
Should
starts.
there be multiple umpires if
well,
it's
just-
such a high level
it's
little
just
league
the
game?
one, and I've never seen this before. He had to go to the bathroom.
I feel like if it was as high level as you say, there would be multiple
It's high
umpires.
level.
point.
So he
Good
starts
point.
for like 10 minutes after the first half inning. There's a 30-minute break. No game going on before this, by the way. Okay, no game going on before this.
Oh, so he could have gone to the bathroom before?
Could have gone to the bathroom. 10 minutes in, he decides he has to go to the bathroom. 10 minutes in. It's hot. Everyone's standing on the field. Everyone's waiting to go for the bathroom for like 10 minutes. I've never seen that happen before. Every guy goes to the bathroom for 10 minutes, all right? You're going to the bathroom for 10 minutes. You're making everybody wait. Better come back and do a decent job. He gets back. Almost immediately, he stops the game because a kid has a little small gold necklace with a cross on it, and he's about to come up to bat. And he makes the kid...
Choking hazard.
He makes the kid take the cross necklace off and go hand it to his mom.
This is probably why there's so many guns in our world, because religion is dead.
So we're all standing around waiting on this guy who's gone to the bathroom, makes the kid take a gold cross off, all right?
Wait, it was a necklace or it was?
It's a gold cross.
Oh.
He made the kid take a gold cross off, all right? It's only a 6-inning game, by the way. So the game, I think it's 3-2. My 11-year-old is up to bat, 2-0 count. Pitcher throws a ball. There are runners on second and third, 2 outs. Basically a one-run game. Pitch comes in, it's a ball. Catcher pops up, throws to third. Ball gets to third with no issue. The runner who's on third gets back, has no issue at all. He calls my son out for batter interference, all right? So if you've ever been to a Little League game...
Wait, was he interfering?
He calls my son out for batter interference, all right? If you've ever been to a Little League game, I've been to hundreds.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of college and Major League Baseball games. I've never seen this call.
See, that's, PFT, like, I know you've been to a lot of games, but I remember back in my day, like, that was a relatively common call.
Hundreds.
Like, obviously,
I go to a lot of Major League Baseball games.
Someone firing down to the third base guy to try and, pick a guy off isn't super common. But when that does happen, if a batter's, in the batter's box or in the way of the catcher, like, that's not a crazy
There's
uncommon
zero
call,
issue.
I'd
The
say.
ball gets to third, not remotely close play.
Is there any chance that this ump doesn't like your son because he most likely has lice?
The third base umpire called my son out for batter interference. 2-0 pitch. The pitcher's about to make a 2-0 count. Runners on second and third. 1-run game. He ends the inning calling batter interference on my son, who's a right-handed batter, who's right there in the batter's box, and he doesn't even get in the way. There's no issues. Calls him out for batter interference, ends the inning. I'm sitting behind home plate, all right? And by the way, on the other team, after this, calls 2 other kids because on foul balls, they let the bat go and started to run to first base.
Dangerous.
Okay? He called 2 kids out for that. So a 6-inning game. He calls almost 10% of the batters out for violations. He calls my son out. I say, you've got to be kidding me. It's exactly
Wait, you said
what I
you've
said.
got to be kidding me?
I said,
you
you've
swear?
got to be kidding me.
No swear?
I said, you've got to be kidding me. The umpire comes undone. He rips the cap off his head. The inning's over. And he's like, you can talk about this on the radio if you want, but you can't talk to me like this with me here. You're gone. So he throws me out. So I'm sitting there. By the way, I'm with my dad and mom.
Wait, did you swear or not?
Wait, Marlins man was there?
No, I forgot to mention, like, I got kicked out. My dad and mom were right next to me.
And I thought you said you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, listen. I said what I said. The thing is, you're getting paid. The kids aren't getting paid. You should do as little as possible to actually influence the game. You've called 3 people out for violating rules. I've never seen anybody called out for in Little League. This is a tournament, by the way. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are pretty good players. It's not like it's low level.
Yes.
It's not like it's low level Little League. I mean, it's fairly high level Little League, but you're getting paid. You're professional, so you should, in my opinion, be held to professional standard. If you're getting paid, I don't care who the other people are. You should be held to professional standard. So another guy comes over, like, don't get into a big argument with him. And look, you can say, oh, you shouldn't have said, whatever. I react naturally like I would. It's an unbelievable call. It was unbelievable. So I don't even know what this guy's name is. Says you can talk about it on the radio show if you want. And I don't care who these boys' daddies are. Like, screw you, dude, all right? You're a loser. You're a really crappy job. So his supervisor comes on and says, just so you know, I need you to walk over. Can you watch from the sideline? Then I watched from the sideline. Listen, you could have decided that the play went on. A perfectly fine throw to third was made. Kids back safely. So why are you calling the batter out on it? If you're so power hungry, you have to call the kids out for minor violations of the rule. And frankly, where there aren't even rule violations, because I guarantee if we sent the tape in to whoever this loser's boss is, they would say, yeah, he's in the wrong. So it's like in the NFL. They send the tape and they say, yeah, we hold you accountable no matter how old the kids are, no matter how old the kids are playing. That's the exact opposite of what an umpire should be doing. So that's my Fyre Fest of the week.
Wow.
I got kicked out of my son's Little League game.
Sounds like you're a hero.
How many people are going to listen to that and be like, we don't have any clue what's going on? Because
that kid, that umpire, like he should lose his job.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, yeah, you got paid to be an umpire. You should be good at
professional.
your job.
Hell,
No one does the self own, not cell phone, quite like Clay.
Well, the funny is, I was saying it like him and Ravel are enemies, but they're actually the same people.
Oh yeah,
like they cell phone more than anyone.
Yes, it just made me immediately think about the fact that he willingly was like, they didn't let me on a plane because my kids had lice. Just openly gave that up to everyone.
Well, yeah, not only did that happen, but he wrote like 3,000 words about it.
Yeah.
About his kid having lice. And honestly, if you read that, most people's reaction was, wow, good job by the airline not letting somebody with lice sit in one of their seats.
But it's just 3 generations of his family watching him getting kicked out of a Little League game.
It's
I don't care how bad an ump is in a Little League game. If you get kicked out of a Little League game,
high level
it says
Little League.
so much more about you than anyone else.
Yeah, that's a fair point, Hank. It was fairly high. It was fairly high level.
It was a tournament. And his son was hitting well.
6-inning
And he was
game.
like, I have good relationships with umpires. Like, why are you as a fan having any relationship with any umpire at any level?
Yeah, now if
Like, you're not a coach.
if you were that's a great point, Hank. If you were like an
You're
opposing
just watching the games.
if you were an opposing parent who also had a radio show and you saw that Clay Travis was out here bragging about the relationship he had with these umpires and how he's got a good relationship, you would probably want to go on your own radio show to say how that's bullshit that Clay is influencing the umpires.
He is.
He also had a great, his spin zone the next day on Twitter when everyone was dunking on him. He was like, "Oh, this is the blue check mark McGrade are triggered and outraged at these backs." It's like, no, we're like you're just like,
nothing to do about politics. This is just as basic as it gets. You just sat and like bragged about getting kicked out of a Little League game.
When people are mad, that's how you know that you're over the target.
and thought that everyone would be like, "Oh my God, you're right. That umpire sucks." Like, what?
You got to be fucking kidding me.
You have to tell us that the umpire struck a child for us to be like, yeah, you know what? Good job.
Like, umpires have a shitty job.
Dude, like sucks. That guy had diarrhea from partying too much the night before. He was out in the sun, umpiring all these kids that are probably not good at baseball because they're 11.
And he probably thought he was going to be able to make it through the game, and then after the first half inning, was like, no, I might as well just do this now because I'm not making it 6 innings.
You know how embarrassing that would be too for the umpire to have to like pause the entire game and then leave and then be on the toilet for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
you're like, everybody knows I'm shitting right now. You can't even hide that. Also, breaking news: Ryan Fitzpatrick just retired.
Oh damn. He'll be back.
Yeah, probably.
That's not a real retirement. No chance.
Halfway through the season, somebody gets hurt.
No chance.
He'll be back.
No chance. All right, my Fyre Fest. I actually, it's a pre-Fyre Fest. My son's graduation. I'm putting it in quotes because it's how do you graduate from being 2 years old? But they invited me to the graduation, and they're like,
speech?
No, I'm not kidding. No, but they were
commencement.
The commencement speech. No, it was very funny because in the email it was like, please make sure they're up to date on Mr. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun. And so I think that's all they're going to do for their graduation. But I'm going to cry for sure.
Do you know the song?
I won't be singing. I think it's them. The kids have to sing.
Oh, but you have to make sure he's up to date on the song.
Yeah, they were like, so here's his homework.
Yeah, so you have to learn the song. No,
he doesn't know any of the
him.
words. No, he is my son because every time I ask him to do something he doesn't want to do, he just says, I'll do it tomorrow. So it's like, I'm looking in the mirror.
It's your father's son, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I can't be mad at you. You're actually smarter than me. You figured out this life hack at 2 and almost 3 years old that you just keep saying tomorrow, and tomorrow will never come.
Mm-hmm. So as far as the graduation goes, he's literally graduating to being 3.
Yes.
I
was shocked when I got the email, but I'm going to be going to the graduation, and I'm sure it's an absolutely ridiculous thing on paper, and then I know the minute I step in the white lines, I will be crying.
Yeah. That's cool though. I feel like most parents are crying that type of situation.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do. I'm gonna cry, but it is like I saw the invite on our countertop that said graduation. I was like, what is he graduating from? He's not even in school.
Yeah,
it's just 3 hours a day.
By the time you get there, you're just gonna be like inside your own mind. You're gonna be hearing the song "Landslide" by Fleetwood Mac.
Yes.
You're gonna turn into a fucking puddle.
Probably "Cats in the Cradle." Thanks, Hank. Remember that? I'll never forget it.
We have a great.
All right, numbers.
13.
26.
No, 18. 18. Banner 18.
I'm gonna go 19.
69. No, 61. That would have been awesome. Do a fake Billy fact.
Yeah.
I don't think Billy will hear this. Someone sent me a Reddit thread that was like, post your most fun animal fact, and I want to start tracking.
Oh, it's
like how consistently
how many
Billy starts
uses?
using them. Yeah.
Do you have the thread?
I'll find it for next week. I'll send it to you guys.
Also, my second Fyre Fest of the week is I got mistaken for a woman again. Still got it. Love you guys.